Hello, lads and gents, and welcome back to Talent League. Today we're looking at quite another fantastic match as we go towards the end of this series. We're entering the semifinals number 2 as Chillwagon is going to be facing off against Katana Gaming. Before we do that, I'm going to get joined by our lovely caster, Uncooked.
Hello, it's me again. I was here yesterday.
Ah, yes. So, how was it yesterday?
um, very fun. We had a theme park. I know. I think did you get to cast the theme park on Tuesday or?
Correct, correct.
Yeah. So we've both got one under our belts so far in the playoffs. Theme park not unfortunately going to be happening today. So let's just quickly run through the map veto, shall we?
Yeah, I
Theme
mean,
Park, the first map banned, unfortunately. That's from Chillwagon. And that means we're going to have a very unique and exciting Clubhouse Chalet, Oregon.
yay.
Woo! Although, to be fair, after seeing Katana on Theme Park, I probably wouldn't want to play them on it. So,
True.
there is that.
Very true. They were very dominant. But of course,
Yeah.
for the Champion Series, we did have to
Oh,
mention that Kudo won against Nerf Minor 2-0 on Monday. Blue Jays
yep.
lost against Katana, which was on my match on Theme Park. It was also
Yeah.
an 0-2 for them on Tuesday. And LFO lost against Kudo, which was yesterday. So,
Yeah.
with that out of the way, are all the players ready, Trippin?
Not quite.
Not yet. All right. But out of the way, we're starting with Clubhouse, going on to the second one, Chalet, and the decider, which we both are crossing our fingers is not going to happen, is going to be Oregon. Quite an unexciting match, but I've been on a streak, uncooked. I've been on a streak 2 days without Oregon, 2 whole days.
Yeah.
I'm going on a streak, and let's hope it doesn't happen today. But what do you think?
Well,
Clubhouse,
we've seen two O's every game so far, so
yeah.
hopefully that continues on with this one. And speaking of, let's just jump straight into it, dive in the deep end because we are coming into Clubhouse Chillwagon versus Katana Gaming. Like we said, and they're going to kick it off with the operator ban phase. Now I'm expecting either maybe a Thatcher if these teams want to be really boring. Might see a Flores, Maverick sometimes is kind of shown. Nook as well has been very prevalent lately, so there's kind of a pool of ones that we're going to go through. But actually, it's going to be the Habana.
Mm, quite interesting. I mean, she is useful. You know, you have the line of sight on the top right of Garage from the outside, and then the hatches are going to be quite difficult since, you Ace can only get one hatch. If you take the Thermite, that's two hatches. You need to actually use your utility very usefully because Habana can just throw it around. She has almost unlimited. The second man coming in is going to be Ying, also quite interesting. We don't see her being used that much. Well, she did start bringing up in I guess, the recent plays, but she's still like an end game character. As for the defense, it's going to be Kate, quite a usual ban. Not Thatcher joining him, but it will be Castle, which, on gym, bedroom, Castle is strong. Actually, Castle, even downstairs, if you extend into upstairs, mostly Castle is just an all thing you can have. For specific sites, there are things that can replace it, but Castle is just, a jack of all trades to some extent.
Yeah, and yeah, like you mentioned, Kaid's pretty standard as well. And we are going to be continuing with things that are pretty standard by going towards this basement site. For the first one, bit of a defensive bastion, does have to be said. It makes sense that Katana will come down here, but the lineup is fairly interesting. We're bringing along a Thorn and a Moss Echo sneaking in there as well. Mira also isn't that commonly seen, so if you notice, the plant denial really is coming in on the Echo of LKS. They are a couple C4s as well, Future and Profit, respectively, bringing those along. But you would expect maybe to see some sort of smoke or whatever. But that doesn't happen. You do have other plant denial options and very extended roam, actually. We even get some reinforcements upstairs on that cache CCTV side.
Yeah, I actually want to get to that point a bit more. You'd normally expect Jaeger, be it on my, a bit more of more of a usual strategy. This is, yeah, like just the everyday usual competitive strategy. But this is really interesting. You have pretty much a lot of intel and a lot of intel denial. I mean, the Thorn gives off intel, the Mirror gives off intel, the Echo gives off intel, so does the Mozzie, and then, you know, intel denial from Mute and Mozzie. I mean, the
Yeah.
amount of... They're not going to be letting any drones in, and that's actually quite a strong tactic to go with. Even the roam extend could be a very resourceful waste of time. You know, yesterday, actually, not yesterday, when we watched Clubhouse last time, I do believe it was 2 days ago or something like that. Anyways, yeah, when Clubhouse was happening, everything came down to the, you know, final 20, 30 seconds. So, you know, wasting time on this map can be really useful. And I mean really, really useful.
Yeah, absolutely, and Alfred's going to help them do that quite splendidly with the opening pick onto Denio. That's their Twitch down. Not the most impactful in terms of utility. Obviously, those shotguns can be quite useful, but, you know, you might be looking towards the Buck or the Ace there if you want to be really getting damage onto that utility side, but having that man advantage is enough, especially as half the round has gone by, but does get caught out by the Buck of Dexia. So 4 versus 4, there is an equal man count, but this roam still hasn't been completely cleared. I'm not too sure if Riker's still upstairs, but Prophet certainly is hanging about over by sort of the above the pool table and around these main stairs as well. No, Riker has actually dropped back, going to go fully back to the site, rotating down Oil Pit. The drone has caught him, but there's not going to be much Chillwagon can do about it, apart from continue to try and clear these roamers, and Prophet is in such good position. Does still have a mute jammer in pocket though, which is a little bit interesting if you want to call it that. But all in all, this has been a good start from Katana. They've wasted a lot of time, and Prophet could even go for a flank here if he gets lucky.
Yeah, I mean, you normally don't expect a mute to roam out of all the operators possible, especially with that chunky shotgun he has on himself, and maybe a bit more of a C4 for verticals. A Thorn comes in from a double to Alfred. What an interesting kill that way to go. Jedi Cole gets a gunfight with Riker, actually wins it. That's going to be a 3v3 situation. Down to the last 20 seconds. They're going to have to push from all sides if they want any pressure in. The Mirror gets one. It's a 2v3. What is happening? There comes another a 1v34. Good old Haja Booza Jakuza. I had to say it. And that's going to be it. Prophet with a finishing flank. A double kill on his side. And that really just shows how deadly the SMG-11 is. Be it a secondary or anything, this gun on its own could be a primary without a doubt. So first round going over to Katana, very well played from the mute. It was quite unexpected to say the least, but as we were downstairs, we're going to be moving over to gym and bedroom, which I'm actually quite interested to see, especially without the castle in play.
Yeah.
Attackers need to locate.
Obviously, this site is often played with that castle in mind. But instead, they're going to be going for something different. Alibi is often brought along on this site. We are seeing a lot more utility denial, though. Both Jaeger and Wamai being brought along by Future and LKS, respectively. And Alfred bringing along that plant denial with the smoke. No C4s, interestingly, this time. Which, you know, could be something that Chillwagon can leverage. Obviously, they do have those throwables, but with the ADSs and the magnets, it will be a bit difficult to get those off, but hey, that vertical can still be exercised to its fullest extent. So,
5 seconds left.
Yeah, bit of a different comp, and we're seeing Nook being brought out. I'm not too sure if we saw that from Chillwagon in round 1, but certainly being brought now. Hefty amount of nades, we got 6 on side. As well as that Thermite and, of course, the Thatcher as well, so any electrification were it to come would be Bandit, and you can't really... Well, the Thatcher would just negate that anyway, so smarter move just to not bring it, focus on something else.
Yeah, I kind of like how Siege implemented the impact EMPs. Well, they're not a weak projectile, but definitely brings the Thatcher a bit more into the game, which we haven't been seeing at all for the past year or two. And, you know, that actually makes it quite interesting. Well, if you ban Thatcher, there's EMPs, so, you know, maybe ban something a bit more deadly, as in they did Hibana Ying, you know, so Thatcher could stay in the game, and we can actually see a bit more of him. So let's hope they can do something similar for Cade. I still don't see how they would do that, but, you know, it's Siege. Who knows? They can do anything at this point. The grenade comes in, not even using Thatcher, actually. It doesn't seem like it. And Thermite Breach goes out. So that's Jacuzzi Breach. You know, they already have a line of sight onto main stairs, onto lodgy door, and master bedroom door. They can even start entering into bathroom, just blow it up, maybe destroy it with a sledgehammer. So, you know, there's already some pressure, even barely a minute and 15 have passed by. Two operators are on defending, you know, just barely on site. So extending into CC can at least give you a bit more room to, you know, rotate between and deny attackers from, you know, getting more pressure in. It seems like, yeah, it seems like they're already going in. The smoke does get a shotgun kill. What a shot. Denio himself getting taken out by Riker, and that's going to be a 3v5 off the bat. Holy.
Yeah, very well played from Katana to sort of stop this push that was coming through from Chillwagon. It's certainly very aggressive, and speaking of aggressive, Alfred does just that. Magazine as well, so now 3 versus 3 is a man advantage has swung back to level pegging. 55 seconds left. Katana still have a bit more time to hold on before things can definitely be in their favor, but they do have some good positions. Prophet does need to be careful here, though. He knows that there's going to be a player above him, and oh, that's a good 360 or more 180 from Prophet just to get that player. No, he gets Dex here as well! It's now just Malkazine over here in CCTV. Doesn't even know of the position of Riker, but actually Riker can't hit the shots. It's going to be that kill at least claimed, but 30 seconds and still having to hold on. It's Malkazine now 1 versus 2 and only 20 seconds.
Oh, it's coming down real close. I mean, like I mentioned, Clubhouse does come down to the last few seconds, at least as it's going in for now, but it's a 1v2 situation. He hasn't got much control, nor does he have much intel, and the diffuser is somewhere completely else, so he's going to have to go off of his gun completely, which he doesn't have the advantage. I mean, the guns are quite actually similar when it comes to defenders and this attacker. The shield goes behind, he actually gets one! Does he get the other? No, he does not. A smart choice from the side of the Rooney. She decided to actually, you know, hide away. I mean, that's the only thing you should do. If that was a kill, you know, I don't think their coach or, you know, just the IGL on its own would have been happy. But yeah, the second round going over to Katana, and they're having quite a strong start. Their time wastage, that's what I'm saying on Clubhouse. Time wastage is most of what you want to do, at least until the end, where you just want to be a sneaky little mute with an SMG-11 just sneaking up on everyone and, you know, shooting them in the back of the head. But yeah, quite interesting. You know, Katana's doing this quite well, and Chillwagon's going to have to adapt.
I've got a little smile on my face. We've got the Azami being brought along by Katana Gaming for this bar stage. Bombs, I nearly said bar gaming. I'm still in I've still got chalet brain from yesterday. No, bar stage is going to be this tertiary site that Katana Gaming bring us to. Obviously, CCTV and cache kind of gets avoided these days because of how easy it is to attack. But yeah, the Azami, those keeper barriers, the kunai can be so influential. They can just remodel entire rooms, entire bomb sites to exactly how the defenders want it. And you're going to need to use a lot of utility to take that out, and including the Wamai being brought along by Future. You've got quite heavy utility sink, even though it might not seem that way at first. Also having those bulletproof gadgets of the Maestro cams, those bubbles, and also the Banshees as well. While you can now shoot them, if you want to get them from far away, are going to have to use nades or a gun 6. So once again, a lot of utility possible to be burned, but I'm going to have to see how things play out.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting how CC used to be one of the most played sites. Now it's kind of just, it's kind of a place you just extend over to. I mean, it's easy to breach. That's still a thing, but even if they do kill you in the site, you don't they can't really plant in there since there's nothing in there in the first place. So a good, I guess, extension. As we were speaking of that, that's going to be LKS, the Maestro, the chunky Italian, getting taken out by Jedi. So a quick, I guess, a quick enough of a kill from the side of the attackers. And yeah, the cameras being disabled in that way is going to be extremely bad. I mean, just pretty much denying defusals, gadgets, drones, all that type of stuff. Everything a Maestro camera can do kind of gets out of the way. And speaking of that, taken out of the way, it's going to be Malkson with a very nice kill onto Alfred, the man, the Azami. I guess the bane of this map, especially just because, yeah, like you mentioned, you can literally just transform the defender's side into whatever you imagine, really.
Yeah, some more vertical pressure though coming through from Katana, but they are being pressured out. Jedi finds a second onto Future, so it is just on Riker and Prophet. Riker is still downstairs, and Prophet does manage to reclaim one. Actually, re-aggressing over towards Con on this top floor. They haven't been able to waste as much time, and his position isn't actually known. Krabkovitsky goes down, and that's Diffuser cold on the ground, but now the Sharks come swarming. You can see that outline. I think that might be Dexia, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, just looking over towards that position. Riker has come upstairs to join to support his teammate, and while that diffuser is down in Con, there's not really anything they can do. The 180 isn't good though from Prophet, and now it's Riker left 1 versus 3. He does have intel, he knows the player's there, but he's still gonna get taken out by the M762, and that's Chillwagon. First round on the board, although it is the tertiary for the defenders, still good to have in pocket.
Yeah, I mean, it did look like there was going to be a bit of a comeback, but sadly, the crossfire and everything was just a bit more weak, and the rotation did mess up the alibi, so at the end, nothing could come out of it. But the diffuser position was extremely strong. I feel like maybe they could have extended a bit more towards Cash. Maybe, you know, it was a risky play. Yes, they could have been probably shot from a window or something similar, but I guess in this situation, it would have been a risk that they should have been willing to take. Anyways, going into downstairs as in round 1, let's hope Chillwagon can actually maybe get rid of the mute before he can flank, or maybe they can plant before he can do so anything. And, you know, we're seeing the Maru yet again on Chillwagon, which is quite interesting. Actually gets switched out for 0, so that's understandable. But the real question is, Uncooked, what do you think should be used? The MP5 or the SC3000 on the 0?
10 seconds to insertion.
I'm indifferent to be completely honest. I don't really mind. I use the MP5 just because it's less sort of recoil to learn, because I already play Bandit quite a lot. But I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm probably a little bit worse with the SC3000K or whatever it is. I don't know. So.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
MP5 for me. Or MP7 even. It's MP7.
Yeah, I was gonna say MP5.
MP5. Yeah, I don't play Zero much. I don't know if you could tell.
I mean, it's not a lot of people do. He's quite. He's really
niche pick.
Yeah, exactly. You need a team to actually get him to
Like
work.
all
Kind of
these
like
drones are just being fed to Katana.
yeah, they still are. Also, there's no more 0. I just realized there's gonna be a Russian.
Yeah, I kind of looked away for a second, looked back, and I was like, wait, why are we talking about 0? There's no. But yeah. I mean, Fuse is a good one. Has hard breach charges, can get a lot of vertical destruction with the with those pucks. I can't even remember what it is. The cluster charges. There we go. Jesus, it's been so long since I've actually seen Fuse used competitively, I'm going to be completely honest. So yeah, interesting picks coming out from both sides. We've got a Pulse as well. Like, what is going on?
I feel like Fuse doesn't. They know that there's a Pulse, so they don't want to really go in there to get vertical holes in. You know, because with Pulse, if you start sludging it, he can just C4 you. So the Fuse actually, I think, is trying to get around that Pulse microwave, just trying to, you know, get verticals without actually going physically in. But the C4 still comes out and does not. Unfortunately get a kill for the Pulse. So yeah, I mean the Pulse was close enough, but the Fuse did actually manage to do his job. So there's verticals, but not actually being 2 users, just trying to extend into the first floor and just put a bit more of pressure onto the downstairs, you know, open hatches. You just get lines of sight, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it seems like we're going to be going down to the last half a minute, just any second now. And then it really depends on the flankers and, well, gunpowder. I mean, it all comes down to gunpowder in the end, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Chillwagon taking their sweet time with this one. Still, no one has the diffuser. I think that's been left up by Kitchen. But they do kind of need to get that. However, Krapkovitsky does take the drop. C4 from Riker's good for 1, and Profit with the shotgun good for a second. So Katana in the man advantage in his last few seconds. LKS whiffs a couple shots, but so does Denio, and it's actually the Pulse that's able to lock it out. The American Baldy able to win that gunfight. It's all down to Dexia. Last 10 seconds, doesn't even have the diffuser, and this round's basically over. 3-1 to Katana to start things off, and it's going pretty well. That's a nice pick, but it's certainly not the round win. It's just some stats padding at this point. Round 4, Katana.
Well, you know, they're not doing bad. And they're on the defensive, which, okay. I'm not gonna act like this hasn't been said almost every Oregon, actually not Oregon, Clubhouse game by me specifically, that this is what Oregon does to a man, okay? I just
even seeing it in the map veto just breaks a man's soul.
I just see an illusion of Oregon instead of Clubhouse in the name section and everything. The layout's
It's like
completely different.
Oregon is your sleep paralysis demon. That's just
I wake up and I can't move. It's just a PNG of Oregon.
just no,
not again.
Oh, specifically, it's a microphone and then Oregon because you're casting it.
Oh god, it's like my monitor's turned on and it's just Oregon. Oh god. Yeah, but no. Clubhouse, I forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck.
But it's probably to do with defender-sidedness or something like that. And something you say every Clubhouse.
Yes, correct. That even though this is statistically defender-sided, attacking it has been in the game for so long that you literally cannot, like, say that it's, oh, this map is defender-sided. Like, no, attack has been in it for so damn long. You should know how to attack and counter things. And if you don't, well, I don't think you should be playing Siege. Like, even people who just, you know, babies that are born, even if they don't have anything to do with Siege, they'll know how to attack Clubhouse. That's the type of map this is. So, yeah, I feel like, you know, Katana, even though they're on defense, on attack, they should be still doing not, you know, way worse just because they're on a different role.
Yeah, although it does have to be said, I feel like Siege at the minute is so 50-50, but not in 3-3 halves kind of way, just in the way that any map that you come to could be attacker-sided, could be defender-sided, it all just comes down to how the teams play on the day. And I feel like that's probably what's happening here, especially with the bans that we have. You'd probably say that less of a burden has been put onto the defenders with the bans, but nevertheless, Dexia and Malkasine converging onto Alfred. Going to take that opening pick. Minute into the round, so good time being made from Chillwagon. You just need to hope that they don't stall out. Drone spotted out. Profit does have to fall back, but still got quite a good position here over by Cash, actually re-aggressing back into construction. So you can tell they don't want to give this up, but actually Krapkovitsky is planting, and that's good cover from Denio. Does get taken out, but Malkasine finds one, and it's a 4 versus 2, make it a 1 versus 4 now for Future. Has to try and cover. He's not able to get the planter. Krapkovitsky comes off, and it's a 180 turnaround to take it for Chillwagon, and that is going to be 3 rounds to 2 now. Still on track for that even half are the Polish team.
I love the amount of times that Thermite cancelled his plan. Like, he starts planting for a second, gotta cancel. And it happened like 3, 4, 5 times. So even at the end, he still couldn't get it down, which was quite unfortunate. But hey, they got the W, they got their second round out of the 5, correct? As we're going into the 6th. Now, you know, it would be preferable if Katana... Oh.
Sorry, you continue. I did not mean for that reaction to be audible, but I just thought...
No, I kind of, even if it wasn't meant to be audible, I would agree with that. What is this?
I did not mean to say that out loud. I was just supposed to be in my head like, what the hell? But no. Yeah, absolutely. Frickin' dog. I mean, they have had buffs recently. Rook now giving with the armor, giving withstand to people that have been
5 seconds to insertion.
Injured, and also only a headshot will kill straight away, otherwise they will be injured. Also gives a little bit more security against vertical nades, and especially when you have a lot of angles where you could just clip the feet of people, it's going to be a huge boon. Doc as well, now his stims do full healing. So, all in all, this is actually a pretty decent lineup. They bring in the Monty for the side of Chillwagon, Capital as well, as is standard for attacking the site, which is CCTV. So, you know, we're getting the world. We've got a world tour of Clubhouse from Katana Gaming, and now we're going to see something that I haven't seen in a very long time, which is this pretty classic push, honestly.
You know, even for going CC, I hope, and I'm gonna assume, simply, you know, this could actually turn out to be quite interesting. The Zofia stuns do actually come out, but I think that hit the Monty, unfortunately, or at least it didn't hit the Doc. That's the most important here. A bit of communication.
I think it blew up the bulletproof camera. I think that was what happened there. Didn't get the frost mat though, so the Montaigne is going to be stunted from going up the stairs. Never mind.
Well,
just bypasses it.
He's just better. That's how he is. As a C4 comes in, that's gonna be.
Oh, the Montaigne.
Oh my God, another one.
Jeez.
So it's gonna be Malik Shine taken out, joined by Prophet the Doc. So they do have rafts. Well, whatever you want to call them, rafters, balcony, and garage. You know, there's multiple call-outs, especially for new players. But yeah, they do have control of it, as the breach is also out. This is why we don't play CC.
Yeah.
But verticals can be a bit of help. I mean, they don't have really C4s or any verticality.
LKS used that already, so...
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just going to be down to gunfights again, which attackers have advantage of. But there comes the SMG-11, a bit of a trade-off. Holy, the Monty coming in clutch. Denio getting taken out by the MP5. They're just waiting, and it's a 2v3 situation looking very favorable. It so is, and there comes... Wow, this is going back and forth.
This is crazy.
It so is.
Okay, pushing with Diffuser is certainly a risky play. I think it was more to just push them back. Dexia is still covering, now has that walkthrough onto the site, and LKS goes down. It's all down to Alfred in the 1 versus 2, trying to shut down the Montaigne, but the Capital is going to be providing some overwatch as well, and oh my God, he's been downed, no time to withstand, and that is Dexia. Chillwagon lock it up 3-3, it's an even half, somehow.
Well, this is gonna get really interesting. It seems like Chillwagon's getting a bit more warmed up as we go on, and yeah, now we're gonna be switching roles. So, yeah, this is where it gets interesting, because you know, one team could be better on one role, the other could be worse on the other. It really depends on how well you want to play. Because here, you know, defenders just set up sites so they have a bit more of a favorable, I guess, position to be in. Because if Siege was kind of just gun v gun, attackers will constantly be winning, but that's why defenders can set up site, you know, make a bit of a favorable position for themselves, and you
that's
know,
why there's a round timer.
that as well. But yeah.
Oh, I'm loving these picks. I love them. I love them.
This is good. We already see the Thatcher. We have the Capcan. Oh my goodness.
I'm excited.
You know, for Clubhouse,
that's a really... Oh, that's a sneaky one. Oh, Dexia.
You dirty boy. I mean, continuing on. Yeah, going on to round 7. Seems like verticality isn't going to be such an option. They don't seem to be extending into bar and stage as much. But yeah, with Thatcher in mind, are they going to be going for ruins or dirt? It seems like it's going to be a blue dirt push. I mean, there's no other reason to put out hard breaches with a Thatcher, right? Is that like a new meta? Breach hatches with Thatcher? Am I missing something? But yeah. With that out of the way. Oh, God. I do not know what's happening. I don't know what to do with Thatcher here.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really seem like there's much use for it, apart from maybe disabling some ADSs. That could be my only idea with the Capital as well. It's certainly interesting. We'll put it that way to stay kind, and Dex has been caught out by Prophet. The fade away from the roam just not quite clear enough for that Kapkan to get through, and now they're going to be aware of those EDDs as well. The entry denial devices. And we can see Malkazine still a bit of a nuisance on that mid floor, but rest of Chillwagon are hanging about on the site. 100 seconds left and counting in this round, so it's now up to Katana to try and get a wriggle on, get things moving. It doesn't look like the intel is actually quite there for them. They're face checking a lot of angles that have been clear for quite some time. But now we can see the vertical start to come through, things starting to get moving. But those Kapkan traps there, and there it is. There we go. Does not quite check in. They checked every door apart from that one, and that's the one that had the traps on them.
You know, Dexter's even a menace even when he isn't alive. What? This is the power of Kafka, and that's why we love to see him. But, you know, for the attackers, I was going to say they were starting to take everything pretty fastly, and then I just saw them quit peeking every single door, even though this is completely just turtled in or bunkered into sight, so, you know, not much roaming, as of course...
Apart from Malkazine,
yeah. Besides the one and only Jaeger player, it's... Please do this for us.
Oh my god, there's no way he's actually let us slip.
Oh,
and that's Riker finding Krapkavitsky on the site. This has to be the rotate back, and that's a missed opportunity. As she's going back up, maybe just trying to bait that sound cue. Now comes sprinting in towards Lounge, and there's not much time left, only 10 seconds. Prophet does find one on the site, but they need to get this diffuser down, and these two kills come through. That diffuser down 2 versus 1, but Denio just has to hold on, just has to hide here on the bomb site, and that is a stolen round for Chillwagon. They've absolutely robbed from the hands of Katana. Just like they shouldn't be allowed to win that. They shouldn't.
Chillwagon won though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah.
They shouldn't have been allowed to. Katana, that got absolutely stolen from them.
That was a complete finesse.
What a
it was
disaster.
a 3v5. The Jaeger flanked, 2 kills, an instant 3v2. 2 kills get returned. It's a 1v2. And then it just hide behind the box and win. Holy. What?
And that is how to not attack. That's how to not attack the basement site. There we go. Prime example of what not to do.
Exactly. I mean, this is how we learn, I guess. Just watch it. Yeah, flankers in this late game. That's where it gets to the hard part. I do wonder what the Jaeger did, though. You know, he killed the Katana on Hatch, but did he drop Hatch afterwards?
I think so.
I think
he killed him as he was dropping, actually, so...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough, but... Yeah, that was really wonky. Like, the last 10 seconds, everything just went complete ape. Like, what just happened? But, you know, I guess that's around to Chillwagon, doing a lot better than they were at the start. And we see another mirror, and we're going to be bringing in our lovely Flora's on the side of the attacker side. So, yeah, 4-3 score. Chillwagon seems to be just, you know, that previous round, as much as I, of course, give it to them without doubt, I feel like maybe Katana was just a little bit wrong.
Yeah. But it comes down to the fact that Chillwagon just played very intelligently, and I feel like Katana, we did see it a couple of times on that defense as well. They just kind of sprinted into things without having much of a plan. I know that sounds harsh, but they did lose some quite common angles because they were stuck in that sprint, and well, there's another example of it. Dex here takes down Alfred as the opening pick. There is a bit of a fight back from Riker. Denio goes down, but yeah, you're about 1 round too late there with that kill onto Denio. The C4 caught out though as well, doesn't find anything, and Prophet locked down 10 kills, by the way, for Prophet, who's kind of just been sailing through this, only really getting 1 or 2 kills per round, but still being impactful, you know, not having those massive pop-offs, but still having that impact where it counts. Again, the timer is going to be, I think, the greatest enemy for Katana Gaming.
Yeah, that's sadly how it is. The hatch does get open, but will it be contested? Oh, we're going to have to wait out to see the drone comes in. I do believe that Aruni is going to have to rotate out. A bit difficult, a bit more difficult than it seems to prove. And yeah, we're just like that. We're already down under a minute. This is how fast it can go. And while the control of, CC and all of that could be for the attackers, they have the balconies, whatever. Sight still can't be given up that easily. Krapkovich just taking some damage himself. Going for a run out, and Prophet not having any of it. Another kill from Dexter. That's going to be Dexter himself getting dropped. A 1v3 on the side of Malk's side. Now, I was gonna say the clutch happened once. Will it happen again for the side of Chillwagon? But no, 2 times is not the charm.
Yeah. That was me going, oh, Prophet hasn't really had big multi-kill rounds and gets like 3. So, fair play. I'm so sorry to you, Prophet. I did misspeak. But yeah.
Yeah. It's just how it is. I mean, these teams, it's been what? It was, I believe, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, and now we're back to 4-4. It's just, they're kind of just trading blows. It's even the same on, I guess, kind of at the start of rounds. One gets killed, there's a refrag, and then at the last 20, 30, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever, everyone just dies all of a sudden. There's no even cause. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they just died, like they flopped. Like no one actually did anything, everyone just died. Like that would be a rule for these teams. Because with how they exchange is so interesting.
10 seconds to go.
Only 2 drones left alive for Katana. This intel gathering has not been very effective, not very efficient. Means they're only going to have 7, never mind. They've got 9 now. I don't know how that works, but okay, they only lost 1, I guess, in the prep phase. Even still, we want to have as many alive as possible. And it's the same site for Chillwagon. So, coming into things, hoping to see something very similar, but Prophet is now on the Thatcher once again.
No, while they may not have the castle in mind, I still think an Izami could have been she can still somehow, or at least decently enough, close up windows to an extent where you can't just get peeked from it completely. But yeah, Jedi did do the unthinkable and peeked Prophet, got away with it, and now he's, skiddling away with his W onto that Thatcher. 4v5 situation comes in for the side of Chillwagon, looking quite favorable, but the pushes are going to start getting quite heavy. I mean, the 2 breaches on Raptors and on Garage, or just platform, do seem to start getting out of hand. And is Jedi alone by chance? He seems to, not have too much support on the side of CC and everything that's going on. So, yeah, backing off. This seemed like the smartest idea. Is that someone all the way in blue/red stairs getting ready for a flank? Is that the man? There he is. Benio. And that is someone in blue, but Malksine getting finished off, a double kill from the side of Alfred, making the man advantage tip over to their side.
Yeah, an unbelievable 180 from Alfred. Is going to be down to about 50 HP, but still enough to click ahead. Siege is a shooter at the end of the day, and as long as you've got health left, you can shoot. We've seen that in situations before. Krapkovitsky trying to stop the breach of the hatch, but just does not come through. So Katana still in this 4 versus 3, but they are stalling out once again. We saw this in their very first round on attack, round 7. It might just happen here again. Jedi goes for the swing, but nothing to come of it this time. Krapkovitsky does take down the ITA 12S, the tiny shotgun, baby shotgun. The secondary being used to collect that one, and the revive will come through. 40 seconds though, and Dex here is now going on the aggressive. Jedi though doesn't even need that assistance, cleans them both up, and that's a round for Chillwagon. Just out of the blue, really. It was, once again, Chillwagon just played better. Katana Gaming took a while, and more importantly, that time wasn't being used to gather any information, really. It was just holding angles, and it's like you're on attack. You kind of got to move a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
So
god damn. Chillwagon didn't do
Defenders,
bad
protect
at
your bombs
all.
from being
And
defused
yeah,
by
that's going to be the
attackers.
5th round. 2 more to go. And without any problems, they should be taking over the first map, which is Clubhouse. And Chalet is also going to be interesting. Chalet is attacker-sided, so we're going to have to see, can we get maybe a 5-1, a 6-0 before the round swap? Since, you know, this is kind of a 50-50 map, and that's what the outcome of these rounds actually are. So, yeah. With that in mind, Katana still needs to start, you know, fixing a bit more on their intel, fixing a bit more on their time and everything. But if they can do that, it's going to be
10
Chillwagon,
seconds
who's
remaining.
going to be having a really tough time. Now, yeah, these loadouts,
5
you know,
seconds remaining.
it's ironic because Jaeger should be one of the more or the most picked operators. We
objective
have
is to
not seen
locate a
him
bomb and
almost
defuse it.
at all.
Attackers have dropped the bomb
We've
diffuser.
seen him clutch. We've seen him, you know, do all kinds of things. But it's been mostly Valkyrie, you know, Capcan for the side of Chillwagon. You know, even the alibi's been pretty common. And yeah, I mean, also what I love is one of the more underestimated operators, in my opinion, is starting to get used. Capital. I don't see him that much.
yeah, I think Clubhouse is one of those maps where it's more suited. I definitely say that. But yeah, apart from that, I don't really know many places that he'd be used. He is mainly used for clearing rafters. That's where he sees a lot of his play, and obviously CCTV doesn't get played much anymore. So that's probably where the drop-off comes from. When CCTV was insanely popular, you'd often see Capital bans on this very map. And yep, they're not making that same mistake. They know that the Captain traps are on that door this time, but even still, a lot of time wasted from Katana, and they are at least droning, but it's still, I don't know, it just seems still really quite slow.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean,
You know where the other 3 are? It was droned. What? Did they just not have microphones? He shot 2. There were 3 on the other. Like what?
They're playing with TTS. Oh God, imagine.
Oh, can you imagine if they hadn't?
Rant's fair.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Go to your happy place. Go to your happy place.
Oh, it's
My
stressful.
God, TTS would be so annoying. Like, imagine just having to tab out just to type in the most annoying type of call out you could have. But what was that? Was that an Aruni? Was that Malexine himself going for a bit of a flank with a DMR of all, which is interesting. Okay, I get that the P10 Roni doesn't have much bullets. You can't really kill multiple enemies at the same time. So I guess, yeah, the DMR is mostly understandable. And he's right now quite close to being in a gunfight with that good old Capital, which I think from the Jaeger round, he's kind of starting to get a bit worried that someone may be there. But is that gonna be a no you from the side of Thatcher? Onto the Rooney, yes it is! Our Uno reverse guard, flanking the flanker, might as well do it.
But there's no time.
Yeah, that as well.
No, they spent so long just sitting around doing nothing that we're almost in a similar situation, but worse. Genio does find one. Krapkowicki is down, but the time is just so low, and they're just converging here on to Katana. It is a 2 versus 2, and LKS is getting that diffuser down. However, Riker is in such a dangerous position, does still find one, and now Dex is coming round on the flank. Needs to be a 1 versus 2 clutch, and he can't even get the first. LKS, in the nick of time, Katana Gaming clutched that round from the brink of death, really, and that could have been Chillwagon on match point, but we're guaranteed to see all 12, and I mean, overtime might just be looming.
Oh goodness, it's happening. You know, these teams are quite close, and I'm gonna tell you guys a little fun fact about us casters. We hate Oregon. It's not a particularly bad map. You know, it's a map everyone can play on. It's fun to some extent. But casting it, you know, once you do it about 50 times, that's when the map gets really annoying. So, I've been on a streak for not casting that map 2 days. You know,
and now you've mentioned it, it's gonna happen. GG, thanks for jinxing.
I'm just saying.
You're trolling, bro. You're trolling.
How equal these guys may be. We may be going for a BO3 with all overtime.
I mean, that would certainly be quite fun. Can you imagine if we got the full 45 rounds? Like,
oh god, please
10
no.
seconds
one
remaining.
thing to mention is the map pick of Chillwagon. So, you know, if Katana
seconds
are able
left
to win this,
before
you might
insertion.
favour them to have a bit of a better victory on their map pick, which is going to be Chalet.
Locate a bomb
And we
and defuse
saw them do quite well on Chalet, if I recall. No, they didn't play it. I was thinking of the wrong team. Never mind. Let me just check the minor league real quick, see how well they did on Chalet. They had 6 wins and 2 losses, which is pretty good, but I don't know where the... Okay, so they've won...
Oh, while Cook is finding the statistic, let's see what we're having here. And, you know, a bit of a clear from the upstairs side, just trying to, you know, get out of the roamers. You know, they've had their bad share of roamers, especially when it came to that Jaeger clutch. Absolutely fantastic. And, you know, with that in mind, just get it cleared out, maybe put up a claymore or 2, and you should be safe. At least for now, at least for now. That's why Nomad and Gridlock are kind of useful for, but if you can set up drones for people who might be alive and, you know, to watch, that would be also
Enlivened.
quite
Really?
neat. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
oh.
whoa! Well,
Okay, well, now we've had... Troll. The thing is, I've had that happen sometimes where I've pulled out a secondary gadget and then it's switched back to my primary. I've never had it do that before, though. Yeah, either way, they've played it twice, according to my calculations. They won it once 7-5, they lost it once 8-7. So, you know, mixed statistics, I think they actually have a better record on Clubhouse. And inside of the minor league, obviously they will have been working on things over the break that we've had, and also they will have been doing probably a little bit of VOD review. We know Chillwagon have certainly done their VOD review because Ying and Castle are actually 2 operators that Katana Gaming use a lot, surprisingly. So that could again be another reason that those bans came through.
yes. Most definitely. I mean, I believe when they were playing against Blue Jays, I think it was, Habana was also back. So, wait, is it Ying and Castle? But I don't. Yeah, Ying and Castle were actually used a lot. Correct. Yeah, Ying and Castle were used quite a lot, and that is actually how they played off, and they played off very well. So, you know, Katana did actually get some nice shots and, you know, nice clips out of that. But as we're speaking of that, Alfred's going to be getting taken out. Maestro with one of the better guns. I mean, the LMG, quite a strong one to say the least. The smoke kills comes onto LKS, and SMG-11 pulls out. A 4v2 situation. Jedi finishing it off. Was that a 4 or a 3K? I mean, holy... Which is
I'm
happening.
so confused.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
What? First of all, yet again, Katana took their sweet merry time about things.
Okay.
But, I mean, just like, what? I'm going to use a professional term here. Fustercluck. That's what that was.
Isn't it a cluster? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Attackers need to
Okay.
locate and defuse
Yeah.
as many bombs as they can.
Clustercluck, indeed. That's how. That's how I would I'd describe that one. But either way, yeah, we have.
There's no real feelings about this. It just happened.
It just happened. Yeah, Jedi with 3 in the round, and including, and we had Krapkovitsky with 1 with the toxic babe canisters as well. So, all in all, questionable from Katana Gaming, but yet again, it just came down to that timer being just run down so very low.
5 seconds
Yeah,
left before
I mean,
insertion.
I feel like if we kind of just went on how about
Oh,
the
no.
results,
Must locate and defuse a bomb.
I do believe. I cut you off by mistake.
No, that's fine. I think my microphone's doing some funny things. But yeah, I was just saying, throughout a lot of the playoffs as well, we've seen attacking teams really struggle with that clock management.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, Yeah, that kind of is the point of Clubhouse. So, you know, if it continues and no one can learn too much about it, it's a decently big map, so you have to clear it out as well. And especially with all the running possibilities you have, even if you put a claymore on the blue door, there's still the garage ladder. There's, you know, all these possibilities that can actually come through. So clearing out this map can be quite a difficult and a long process, to say the least. And extending like this as well can make it even longer. So at the end of the day, as attackers, you are in quite a bad situation. That's the defender side of thing I would be talking about. The flash comes in. That's going to be Alfred with a kill of his own onto Denio. Omai getting taken out, and let's see how Dexter can hold up on his own. I mean, he still has a full rotate. You know, he has a full mirror. Let's just see how he can use them to his own advantage. Verticality, I do believe it could come in, especially with an age, you know, from below. A kill or two can be delivered, but it's not per se that it will actually happen.
Yeah, the Impact EMP, though, was used very well. It actually disabled the ADSs and also the Yokai drone as well on that top red side, and it just allowed the that kill to come through. The flashbang over the top completely, there's nothing he could do about it. And yeah, securing that kill, but once again, we've now seen basically a minute pass from that opener, and Katana have gone to a bit of a standstill. I want to see something punchy here. If they're going to be doing something...
Oh, a bit of lag always happens, I guess. But yeah. Another kill.
And that is certainly a good start. Am I back?
You are back, yes.
Hello. Awesome. Yeah, Discord decided to stop responding, but yeah.
It's fine. I mean, nothing really happened. It's a 3v4, 20 seconds, back on that time limit. And defenders are in quite a tough position. Another kill comes in. The Mira is actually quite strong with that Vector. There's no grenades to actually get rid of her. Maybe flashes or two. That's going to be a triple kill from Kravkovicki. Gets taken out, a 2v2. And a quad kill from Alfred. Does he get the ace? No, he does not. That's going to be Prophet yoinking that final kill. And we're going into overtime.
Yeah, yeah, my Discord froze again, so I sat back down in my chair ready to go to cameras, but nope, we are heading into OT. And fun little stat for you, if this ends in an 8-6, there will have been, in this map, an exactly 50% defensive win rate. Because it's been 3-3 halves both times.
Oh, well,
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
Overtime. Always love to see it. For a second I was gonna ask if it's the overtime or you have to have a 2-round difference, but I forgot. It's not that. So thankfully we don't need to worry about this going on for infinity, because I feel like it could have gone on for infinity. Most of these rounds were just trade-offs, 1-1-1-1 to each of the teams, and yeah, I mean, if that could have happened, who knows? Maybe this would have been the longest game. Maybe we would have cashed it up until the very next morning. I wouldn't be able. None of us would be able to sleep because, well, it would be interesting. But yeah. Anyways, 6-6. Now it's time for Chillwagon to defend, Katana to attack, and let's see what they can bring us. Bringing back the bandit, but he doesn't seem to have too much protection, especially on the windows. So he ends up doing any type of bandit tricking. Well, you can certainly say he may be in an unfavorable position. And yeah, like I said earlier, you know, from bar to CC, from gym to CC, you can always extend into CC, but you can't really use it as a main site. That's just how easy it is to do.
I currently cannot see anything, so...
Alright, you make sure to get that in, and just like tag me in Cash 24 and let me know when that's finished. Up until then, you'll be with me, folks. You'll be with purely just me. So yeah, what's happening? Pretty much not much. You know, everyone just holding their angles. Not much is going on. We're gonna have to wait because these teams, for how they've been working or how they've been going up until now, is mostly just off of time wastage, and then who can actually, in the end, succeed in the end. If that makes sense, I really hope it does. But without further ado, can you see now?
Yeah, but I can't promise it'll hold up for long. So let me
Then cast away.
yeah, cast away. We'll see what can. It's been half the round now wasted. Once again, nothing's really happened. For the side of Katana, and I don't know if the drones have actually been put to much use. So, all in all, a bit worrying. You've still got players outside the building, just checking drones. Like, you need to eventually get a move on here, lads. Riker, the Buck still has used none of that skeleton key. And it's now in the final minute. It's just way too slow. At least Denya now gets taken down to about 10 HP. That's, I think, LKS getting involved in that one. And Prophet is going to be able to lock it off. This vertical now coming through, but again, it's just way too static for the side of Chillwagon. This could easily be held on by Chillwagon if they can just play their cards right. They've only got 30 seconds really left, and Krabkovitsky is going to double down on that advantage by taking out Future.
Very interesting. We're back at it again, just like pretty much all of these 12 and the 13th round, back down to the 20 seconds. This is where the action will begin. The Thatchers start coming in. Good old Bandit still holding his main. There comes an SMG-11 from Dexter, making it a 4v3 situation. Coming down, it's going to be a refrag, a double kill from Prophet. Another one dropping in from the G36C. Alpha gets taken out. It's a 2v1 situation. Last seconds are on the line, as it seems like Chillwagon will be taking this round. The time ran out yet again. It ran out. Gosh darn it. It always happens, and it just breaks my heart because I want to see how the gunfights would have actually ended.
Surely they must have learned at this point that...
I actually don't believe so.
Like,
Maybe.
It's taken so long every single time.
This is gonna be
at some point you got to be like, let's just rush and see what happens, I mean, yeah, frustrating.
Imagine they're downstairs, right? There's like Mute and there's like Mirror on site. All the other three are just upstairs. You just go in, garage rush from blue. That would be such a common, just an easy W if you think about it. Because what would the guys upstairs do? Start shooting you 3 floors down? Oh,
I mean,
God.
maybe.
Oh God, please don't make that.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, pretty much. If a rush were to happen, it would most definitely would either go horribly wrong because of the defenders actually just shooting them, the flankers that is, or it could go extremely good. And there's no like 50-50 between these two, but it's the amount of I guess you could say effort. No, not effort. I can't really put the word in. It's at the tip of my tongue. Anyways, 2 minutes 30 on the clock. Not too much happening. We're gonna have to wait another 2 minutes for things to start going down. So let's just in the meanwhile, let's talk about. Do you have any topics uncooked?
Not really.
The new operator. The new
operator. That's true. Solace. I mean, this new season looks very, very fun. I'm just going to, I'm going to say that right now. New map, I haven't got the chance to play it because Rainbow Six Siege crashes my computer. Let's go. Woo! So, yeah. Yeah, from what I've seen though, looks very, very fun. The new gadget definitely has potential to be very powerful. And uh-oh, that's some Capcan traps and,
oh God, not again.
Not again. This time it's Chillwagon falling foul of that.
Is this gadget?
Solace's gadget is you can see active it's like IQ, but on defense, and you can only see things that are active. And then if you hold it down and use the whole charge, then you can like ping them for your team.
Oh, that's not bad. Sounds cool.
No, it's also quite a good counter for knock as well, because when you've got the thing, you can see it go boop 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 light up. So yeah, and also has a P90, I think. So yeah, some pretty good kit, impact grenades as well. So yeah, all in all, looking pretty fun. The new map looks pretty cool as well. I've heard very good things, but it looks like the round is actually happening. And again, it's all in the last 40 seconds because these teams just take way too long.
Alright, Denio getting a kill off his Alpha. That's going to be the Thorn player, but not all the Thorns are out. And SG-11 comes on to Krapkanovich. And another kill onto the Lion. Jedi getting taken on himself. It's really Katana with a 4v2 situation. A 1v4, in fact. Denio all the way into dirt. What will he do? Maybe get a kill on his own? Will he be able to maybe clutch it up? He gets one. He needs 3 more. Does he get him? He gets 2. That's going to be a triple.
An ace.
Can he ace in the 8 seconds he has remaining? He sees them behind the shield. The pistol does come out, gets a bit of a tap on the Capcan. 2 seconds remaining, and he will not be able to finish what he started. As, of course, Capcan does have the advantage over the gun, and we're going on to the final possible round. But you know what? I have a question. You know, he can see active gadgets, so if IQ pulls out her thing, he's going to be able to see her.
Yeah.
Will IQ be able to see him then?
I assume so. And the fun thing is it can be quite a counter to flank drones as well, because obviously if someone's actively watching the drone, you're going to be able to spot it. And even if there's no one actually coming from that direction, you can say, well, they've got a flank drone here, which means they might be attacking from this side, and that whole like mental gymnastics of it really comes into play.
God.
And also, if someone is on their phone, like with a drone, you can see them. If someone's planting the diffuser, you can see that as well.
God, imagine that, like with Capcan, you see where they spawn. The first possible door, 5 Capcans. Now that's a big bomb. That's what we call a big bomb.
10 seconds left.
Yeah,
Yeah, obviously it's going to be quite difficult because I don't think the range is like that horrendously high.
5 seconds to go.
I'm not entirely sure on what the range is, but
Attackers
yeah.
must locate and defuse a bomb.
So I mean, hey, that operator actually is gonna need to have like a decent amount of coordination and communication. Because okay, you can go
so
at simple.
great in comp, terrible in quick match.
Yeah, because like you can use them like, oh, there's this guy, there's him, oh, there's that.
Although you can ping it out for your team as well if you hold down, like because you can only have it up for a certain amount of time before it goes away again. Until it has to be recharged. But if you just use up that whole charge of it, then you can get a Z ping on every single like gadget that they can see in their little scanner. So
yeah, I mean you can ping stuff, but the amount of potential he can bring out with actual communication. And
yeah.
Holy shit. But yeah, 2 minutes. We gotta bring something out.
Okay, it's still in spawn.
Like, can you not be any more obvious that you just want to get to the last 30 seconds? Jedi actually taking some damage. Maybe sees a gunfight early on. Nope, we're back to verticality and clearing out everything.
Yeah.
And we can't really blame them. I mean, it's a process they need to do to actually.
Yeah,
get
they
to
could
the
do it a
site.
bit quicker, couldn't they? Like.
Breach faster.
I mean, Prophet is on 18 kills, so that's pretty ridiculous. LKS doubles down as well. So coming into these last 80 seconds, it's Katana once again in an advantage. They're taking this time to drone it out, making sure they do it properly, and I just hope that they don't take too long, because then it just goes back into the favour of Chillwagon, despite the man advantage that Katana have. And all it takes is one very sneaky player, and it all could come undone. Prophet on the verge of getting 20 kills. We saw 19 kills from Janosky yesterday, and I think that's probably the kill record from so far, but Malkazine does find one of his own onto Alfred, taking him out for the rest of this map, obviously, as it is last 45 seconds that we're ever going to see here on Clubhouse in this series. And Katana, once again, I just get that feeling that they've stalled out.
Yeah. Imagine. Oh, there's another kill from the side of LKS, making it a double. Give me some trouble. That's going to be, of course, the one and only.
Fuse is going down as well.
Ooh,
This could be an actual attacking win. No way.
Oh my god, it comes in.
That's very misplayed.
Oh god, this is looking horrible for Chillwagon. A 1v4 planned down. The time limit is on the defenders. The hatch is covered. He tries to challenge it, but no. Yeah, he's going to be getting quite denied as he gets finished off by Prophet. What a shot. The element comes in, finishing it off. And, well, Capital is quite used. And that's going to be the first map going over to Katana Gaming. And 8-7, it was a long battle. A really long battle. I mean, the fact that all of these rounds went to the complete end, and I mean to the last very 10 seconds, and we played through 15 of them. This is probably the longest game we could have had. Like, even imagine if there was also a draw system. So the last round they draw, and then we gotta go again. Oh my god! Don't tell me about it.
Don't even mention it. Just don't.
Imagine they added like right the second I mention it, everyone has to update Siege for like 10 seconds just so the draw mechanic is added. Oh no, please. If any Siege developer is listening, just don't. Don't. Just
I feel like
stop.
you've cursed it now and it's going to happen.
No.
Hidden update in Year 7 Season 4.
Oh god. But yeah, that was the first match. We're going to go for a 5 to 10 minute break, and we'll be back with you soon. Stay tuned. Oh. Hello, welcome back. I did hope you stay tuned. Don't ask why we're laughing.
Hello.
It's a war crime. But with that in mind, the first round or the first map was finished off. Clubhouse win by Katana. So we're gonna be continuing on to Chalet. Also quite a common map. At least it's not Oregon. If it does get to Oregon, more hate crimes will be committed. But I can't promise I will be stopping any of those. So yeah, Katana winning off with an 8-7. Each round did actually manage to go fully. So yeah, these teams do seem to be quite close, and that is causing a lot of mental harm to us. But
Yeah.
going on to Chalet, we're going to be yet again joined by I'm Cooked. Give a warm welcome to the audience.
Hi, welcome. Warmly. There you go.
that,
That's.
that has to be the most depressing fucking
Oh,
introduction.
I'm mentally fried after that clubhouse. I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah. What?
Um.
Oh god.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Hopefully, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to say it on stream and then cuss. So, yeah, it's taken a little bit of a while for a certain team to Katana, to ready up in the lobby. Sorry, I just had to clear my throat a little bit there. What is your favorite color? While we wait.
I can't. All right.
What's your
Well,
favorite color, Papa?
since
What? I want to
we're
know.
gonna be going off of personal questions, I want to say my favorite color would be, I guess, I'm a basic purple enjoyer.
Oh, purple's a good one. Purple's a good one.
I do like.
Um,
But okay. So.
Right, round of applause. Round of applause for Bob. That yeah.
Oh god.
They're actually fake sunglasses. That's the cringest thing I've ever seen.
No, they're not. They're like it's kind of like an add-on, I guess. You can
Yeah,
just
I know. Hold on, where are my sunglasses? Hold on. See, I have a separate Converse case because I'm just really cool.
you're just
Um,
that privileged, aren't you?
yeah. I mean, I got these pair of glasses at the same time. I got these for like £70 off, so they actually weren't that expensive.
Yeah, okay, but what's your opinion on capybaras with bowler hats?
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So hi, looking pretty
Yeah.
stylish. Actually, where's my hat from yesterday?
All right.
Uh,
Um, continuing on the
bro,
conversation about the game,
we could be
uh,
with a hat crew.
we're the hat crew. We're
A
the
hat
cool
crew.
guys.
Oh yeah,
Um, yeah,
sunglasses and hats, just both of us
that's how we
rocking the
roll.
look. 3, 2, 1, pose.
So, yeah, pretty much we've
Oh, we've
seen
lost our minds. We've lost our minds.
this. You thought we can do BO5s, we can do BO3s, but a single game where it's kind of this similar is extremely well.
Every round just ended up pretty much the same thing happening.
And we're not hitting on the teams. No, the teams are completely fine. They did their job, and they did what they had to, which is from
Yeah.
look at it from our side. We can't really commentate off of much after. Well, we kind of went over everything. So, yeah, Chalet,
Oh my
Katana
god,
did
I
win.
can see us in the reflection. Hold on.
Okay, while
It's
he's going
you.
senile, the
It's
previous map.
you.
Are, are you?
Look
Okay,
in the reflection. It's you right there.
yeah, I can see myself in your sunglass reflection. But which pick was Chalet from which team?
This was Katana's pick. So the last map was Chillwagons. They lost it. It did go to overtime, obviously. So maybe Katana might do a little bit better here, or we could just be trading map picks. Who
Right?
knows?
Maybe. But Katana is ready, so let's hop into the match before someone
Finally!
before someone actually gets a mental breakdown. So, on to the first round. What would be our predictions for these bands? Maybe, we haven't seen them on Chalet, I believe, so there's no real target bands here.
No, not really. Obviously, it could still be a sort of Ying Castle thing coming through, just because of how often Katana do use those operators. But yeah, we'll have to see. Knock does get taken off the board though this time for Katana, which is again very standard pick, possibly more prevalent on Chalet than we saw on Clubhouse. It's because you do have that basement that is a lot easier to rotate through. You have two very distinct sides of the map there. So, yeah, there's a lot of opportunities for flanks for being sneaky with that knock, and we're going to see Thatcher being taken off of the board as well. So no Ying Castle, and we'll have to see how Katana employ that Ying on their attack, but they're going to be starting on the defense. And speaking of defense, it's that side of the bands now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just have to wait and see.
I would say it would be quite a Valkyrie ban on this map with how huge
Yeah.
of
There you
space.
go.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, the amount of the rooms and the spaces you have in this map are quite huge. So Valkyrie cameras, of course, are going to be a reliable source of
Got that.
intel. But
Oh,
alibi.
hello.
That I feel like that may also be a bit of a target ban. We did see her being used a lot, but actually by both teams. So I'm not really sure how this could work out. Still, she can be replaced by either Frost, Chanky Kang, be it Ella. They all have shields. Thorn as well. So really, a lot of operators can replace Alibi. It's just the gun that's actually really useful and really good. I mean, the fire rate off of it is completely off the tracks as we head into the first round of Chalet, and we're going to be seeing a lion. We haven't seen that one today, and Doc who has been changed quite a lot. So let's see if those heals can be a bit more useful than Thunderbird's little drones.
Well, yeah, those salvation stations, though, can come in handy because obviously you do need Doc to be alive.
Yeah.
But, hey, a full heal's pretty good, and he gets 3 of them as well. So you do often see it used kind of selfishly, actually. One thing that actually we might see come into play is if we have Alfred playing in that, from the screen here, bottom left corner of the library. Just that sort of area. So if you do have a Capitao to try and flush them out like we do often see, you can just keep pumping yourself up with those stims and staying in that corner. I believe it was in European Challenge League that we saw that exact play come through from, I believe, 10-star? I think it was a Jegs play. If I'm wrong, then I'm sorry, I apologise, but there is no Capitao being brought from Chillwagon, but I believe that is probably the reasoning why we're seeing that being brought along from Alfred.
Very possibly. I mean, still, we're back. And I actually like a bit more of the, I guess, aggressive roam. Doc's already in the first point, and the main point that needs to be captured to actually obtain vertical position of the site. So, Doc being quite aggressive would help out, but the nades do slowly come in. So that's where the stims could actually come in useful. If a grenade doesn't finish him, or maybe he gets knocked down, that stim could actually, clutch it up, maybe get him back in time. Unless if, of course, they don't allow him to do so. The Frost Mats coming in quite late as a bit of the support from the down hatch. Even the Rooney, this library push is going to be quite difficult without taking a piano, office, massive, and all that. Since, defenders, you kind of just leave them to roam around, and they can just back off and challenge you from there. As the first kill gets delivered onto Jedi, it's going to be the Frost. A very, I do love the Frost. It's very satisfying. It's one of the more special guns, if you ask me.
There it is.
So good. It is so good nowadays.
So busted. Yeah, absolutely. And coming into these last 75 seconds of the round, Alfred still staying strong up here on the library, and we did see, like you mentioned, Chillwagon taking that first death. Malkazine, though, could get one, but no profit with the drive-by. Goodbye and hello. But maybe not quite in that order as he gets taken down, and the Frostmat does get taken out. The swing from Krapkavitsky does take down Alfred, but healthy chunk of damage done onto that Habana, and Future is still upstairs here. It's a 3 versus 3, make it 3 versus 2 now as Future finds one. He's getting swung on from those mezzanine double doors, but does manage to dip away, have to go down into the basement. Just so useful, that passive punch, just to get out of situations like that. And there's only 30 seconds left. Chillwagon left in a bit of a desperate position. They can still win this, make no doubt about it, especially as how low Future is, but these positions just do look really strong from Katana. LKS inside a connector, you've got 15 seconds, Future's down on those stairs, Riker as well on the other side. And this has just been perfectly played from Katana. It's finally an attack that hasn't been
5 seconds to go.
brought down to these final few seconds because the attackers are slow. It was just a really good defense coming out from Katana, and that's ultimately going to allow them to win that round, protecting the bombs as the timer ticks down to that 000, and Katana starting well off once again.
Well, it is their map, and just like previously, history seems to be repeating itself. Like mentioned, Katana is going to be starting off with their first win, and that talk up there, I'm just saying, that was an absolute MVP play. He got them down to the last minute, if not even lower, before he got taken out himself, and even though Rooney, dipped out with style all the
Attackers
way
need to
from
locate
hatch
and
in
defuse bombs.
fireplace and went up to main or blue stairs. My
Attackers have
mistake.
discovered the
And
location
they're
of
going
a
to kitchen. It's interesting how different ranked is compared to competitive. In ranked, it's upstairs, it's downstairs. In competitive, it's completely different. You play off criticality just because of how different solo queue teammates can turn out to be. Some of them can be okay big guys, and the others will scream at you for breathing wrong. So, with that in mind, the sites can really also rely on communication, or just call it team chemistry at this point. But yeah, verticality on
5
this
seconds remaining.
site, you can clearly see the entire, floor above the
Attackers
site
are
is
moving to defuse
completely
the bomb.
wood. So if you give that to the attackers, you as the defender are not having any type of peace. You're going to get peeked from anywhere they decide to peek. So yeah, it's going to be quite hard. Yeah, you can put up the argument, oh, it's not so easy to shoot through those metal bars. Yeah, that's why bullets have over 10 bullets and their fire rate is not 2. So, that does help out quite a ton. But yeah, they still need to get to that first, which is why defenders are kind of up there to prevent it. That's kind of their job. And Doc did that quite outstandingly in the earlier round. So let's hope if, maybe we can see a bit of a repeat from one of these defending operators.
Yeah, absolutely. Just some early pressure trying to be delivered from Riker. Obviously, this upstairs is being heavily defended. And it's just Chillwagon taking their time. You don't need to be too rushed about this. And as we head into the quiet of intel gathering, of droning, you can see the Ossa making the move. C4 comes out. Gonna do a little bit of damage, but not quite enough to take them down. She still has only 1 HP now, as I don't know if that was a second nitro cell to come through. An impact grenade, actually, I think, from Prophet is the more likely culprit, and that is going to leave them in a very dangerous position as pressure now starts to be delivered to this downstairs as this top floor breach does get opened up. Kravitsky does need to rotate down to open that one up, but once that's done, all the pressure can be put onto the bomb site, especially as Malkazine is getting a bit more aggressive up here on the top floor with those Ossa shields, the Talon 8, just to cause a little bit of pressure, a little bit of panic setting in for Katana, although there are 65 seconds left to go in this one. Still 5 versus 5.
Not many kills have been dropped, but I just want to say that Osa's HP is not looking good at all. Someone just steps on her toes and she's just disintegrated. I mean, that HP is not fine at any bit. While the defenders are looking quite nice and dandy, they're still upstairs. It's below a minute already, and this Malusi is still
Prophet's
alive.
getting harassed.
Oh, well, speak of the live Malusi, I'm going to be taking that back as she kind of just isn't anymore. They don't have C4s, nor do they have a smoke. Chillwagon with a bit of a clapback in this round. 25 seconds on the
This
line.
echo could be so
it is.
powerful, though.
There it is. If these two operators can hold out to the remaining couple of seconds, and the diffuser is even dropped at this
Oh,
time.
Jedi's on 3?
It is, but this echo could ruin it all.
Oh, that's
Thermite goes
diffuser.
down. Oh no. Is it going to be happening?
5 seconds remaining.
Oh my god, don't tell me.
There ain't no way. They don't know where he is.
Echo, don't. Echo?
They don't have the
Oh.
diffuser.
What?
They didn't. What? Catastrophic. They just didn't. Okay. There's just no time, I guess. That one kill from Future proving to be instrumental in the success of that round, because as soon as diffuser goes down, Chillwagon just can't recover it, and that's 2 rounds on the trot now for Katana.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs
I
as they
won't
can.
say I'm not surprised. You know, I'm, I, I'm a fucking. Oh my god! I apologize. I'm extremely astonished. I, you know, this is the semifinals. These teams have gone through a lot of matches, and I get it. No, they're not professionals. This is T4. I get that much. I'm not hating on anyone or trying to be mean, but the diffuser is the main objective of the attackers. You can't just. I believe it was somewhere in fireplace or outside main door. Like I saw the 18-meter logo while spectating one of them, and no one picked
5
it up.
seconds remaining.
The other operator was kind of just pushing into dining and peeking at the door, but no one actually picked up the
Objective is to locate
diffuser,
a bomb and defuse it.
what makes it even more terrifying. Even if they did, and they had like 6 seconds left, they would have lost because of Echo. No one found him. The Echo himself was making sure of, not to be found, going downstairs, checking if anyone's peeking him, and wow, that actually happened. So, people make mistakes, and that's kind of with a double win. And also Goyo being used is going to be quite an interesting. And I see a bit of a goat operator, an absolute Chad, someone who can bust through walls. Call him Kool-Aid Man, and it seems like I feel like that could be a skill. Just go through a wall. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah! Either way. Ooh. Okay,
Oh my god.
Jedi nearly claims that, but it's just not coming through. Denio, though, does find actually the smoke of Alfred as Future now gets taken down by Jedi as well. Continuing that killing spree from the previous round. Krapkavitsky and Denio find one apiece. This is a 1 versus 5 now for profit. That Kool-Aid Man does manage to find one, denies the flawless, but there's still there's still 4 more players to find. Gets another, that's 2 on the round, but Dex here does confirm that plant. This hatch is open, but you can see Denio is watching this position. And I don't think Prophet's going to be able to come out of this one with the win. And there we go. That's the first round on the board for Chillwagon. Very well done by them. Just got in the site quickly. And there is a bit of an argument between that basement and top floor. I do tend to think that the basement is better for defenders, but I mean, if the attackers can just get in and do that, then I mean, no site is going to be safe.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like playing above a site is a lot harder than playing from below to some extent.
Attackers
I
need to
guess,
locate and
because
defuse bombs.
if you're a master, you can C4 from below, but you can't really C4 from above, which I guess you could use that for a pointer, but it's really up to preference. It's both sites aren't really that good. Both sites can have an easy breach and have a lot of these angles that can just make your line of sight just completely deadly. So, it's not really much of an argument, but it comes down to preference at the end. But, Chillwagon actually winning their first match, which is great to see, going back to trade-off of matches. And Katana, they're going to be going back to bar, and let's see what this team can do about that. Alfred was quite of a clutch last time, and I think I may see what an issue could be. It seems like the floor zone is going to be coming out, and I mean, with that in mind, what will Doc do to stop it? He can shoot it. Not really. Once it becomes indestructible, that's gonna be a no-no, and you kind of have to peek a window, maybe die, maybe get a kill. Really depends on the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. This all comes down to ifs, buts, and maybes at this point. When you're this far, when you're this near to the start of the round, a lot of speculation that we as casters have to do. And it's that sort of guessing game that Katana are going to be playing as well, trying to figure out where this push is coming from Chillwagon, and they have those default cams, but as they start to get taken away, the less and less this intel becomes a factor, whereas it's the same sort of thing for Chillwagon. Their drones will get depleted, and Future just trying to dip and weave out the way of this intel on the top of mezzanine, wary that there could be, just sharks surrounding him, and that's indeed what's happening. We've got two players, Dexia and Malkazine, up on that balcony. Jedi as well over on the Fluke window. And the nade is going to be coming through. I don't know if they have an ADS up here, but it doesn't even matter because Krap Kavitsky, 417 in hand, and Alfred gets taken out as well. That's the Sledge of Jedi. And it's all kind of falling apart now for Katana. They've still got plenty of time to Chillwagon to sort of take this round with their fingers, and Dex here is going to double down on that, and Jedi with the reverse angle. It's flawless from Chillwagon. Absolute masterclass from what you want to see from this Polish side. They push in, they know what to do now. They know that Katana are expecting them to play it slow, so they get on the aggressive, they get punchy, and that is exactly what needed to happen.
Wow, that was quite brutal. Chillwagon had no mercy. They went in fast, which is the most important part. They actually kind of switched up the pace. Instead of going for the last 30 seconds, they actually went for the first 30 seconds, instantly taking out the dock, taking control of the second floor. Anyone who tried to peek in from bottom of main, well, that Jaeger was kind of doomed. Anyone on site was doomed anyways. And at the end of the game, that was a flawless and apparently executed by Chillwagon quite well. And, well, they've kind of squared up to Katana, and Katana is back to the site where the incident happened.
Yeah.
If
That's what you want to call it, then so be it.
Let's call it the incident, and, well, they do seem to be bringing an Echo again, which I'm not sure if the attackers are familiar with, because the previous round Echo wasn't even that used, so maybe they're trying to keep him as a secret still, but yet, you're gonna have to see it really come down to the attackers. With that, I mean, this is gonna come down real quick. Now we just gotta kind of see what they can actually bring out, or maybe where they can push from. I mean, there's already spots. This drone spot is absolutely disgusting, as we can see, and a very nice one to say the least. But yeah, the info's coming in, and they're doing it quite fast. It seems like Chillwagon has actually switched up their pace quite a lot. Things are coming in, and they're even trying to get a very nice jump through, while Refract does come from the side of Profe, and, well, 4v4 is brought to us in the first minute. So, well, seems like things are going to start changing up a bit. Uncooked.
Yeah, absolutely. Much more aggressive, much faster pace than we saw on Clubhouse, and I'm beginning to actually enjoy this game a little bit. Because it's different every time, and when it does go down to the wire, it's at least interesting. We saw that Echo clutch the 1 vs 4, not even getting a single kill, because they just left her outside, and it looks like Malkazine will be bringing that one along, not going to repeat the same mistake, and we've seen this line work out so well for the side of Chillwagon that they're going to bring it through again. That's Krap Kavitsky once again using that DMR, the 417.
The impact's actually being thrown at the wall, maybe a bit of an impact trick, but it does not work. The thermite does get its breach, and, well, that's a bit of an advantage.
Oh no.
Oh, very close shot onto the Lion, but not close enough to fully take him out. 1 minute and 10, the Echo still alive and healthy, so, you know, if they can waste a similar amount of time, it should be fine. 3 smokes, 2 are on the hand now. It starts getting deployed, and, well, the Lion just walked into it. You can't even see it, really. But yeah, most definitely, side has been pressured a lot more right now in the current moment. And, I mean,
it's one-dimensional.
It is. It really is. Another goal from the side of Alfred onto the only thermite. He actually sneaks up into sight, takes it a 3v3. Oh, this is getting intense. Dexter with another kill of his own, a bit of a weak frag, and now it's down to the Echo. They don't really know about it, and he does seem to get spotted, takes out the line. The plant is going down, but I don't think anyone will be there to prevent it. Nope, the plant is down. It's a bit too late. He's just trying to get a bit of intel, and yeah, it's quite unfortunate how maybe the drone could have been placed in the other side, preferably, just so, you know, you can secure that plant. But 30 seconds on the line. Will our lovely LKS be able to clutch it up? He has time limit, and they're also playing vertically, so Yeah, I'm gonna
Defenders
give it a
have
guess. I'll give it my own
Attackers
opinion,
need to
and no,
protect
he will not, as he gets finished by Dexter. And well, that's the third round. The round actually, yeah, the third round going over to the side of Chillwagon, which for how they are in attack, if they can get a 4-2, they could be securing um themselves quite well. But yeah, of course, yeah, let's see how this continues, shall we? Okay.
Yeah. And they're actually going up to the top floor, so once again we're
Attackers need
being
to
given a
locate and
world
defuse
tour
as many
of
bombs
the
as
map
they
from
can.
Katana Gaming on their defenses. However, this time they're not fighting for that 4-2, they're fighting for that 3-3 half, although you do have to say it's kind of expected with Chalet being this more attacker-sided map. So Katana got off to a great start, but Chillwagon have hit back with 3 rounds in a row. And we've been seeing, yeah, like we said, a lot more fast-paced siege, a lot more energetic siege as well. These attackers have not really been sold out, and let's face it, it was more of a problem for Katana on their attacks when we saw it. So that does make me worry slightly that we might be going to see that map 3. We might be seeing Oregon after all. It's going to have
Attackers'
to
objective
wait
is to
and
defuse the
see.
bomb.
So obviously, we're still in the first half of Chalet. Things could go any way, especially once these
Attackers
sides
drop the diffuser.
switch.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Most definitely. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, still, I'm actually quite interested that in the previous map in Clubhouse, not much was changed. As in this map on Chalet, I believe maybe the teams have had a talk with the coach or something like that, and actually realized the change quite early on. That the rounds were way longer, the time wasted was
Yeah.
there, and it was really efficient. So, maybe turning around and giving a bit of a faster pace actually could work out for them. I mean, Chillwagon's right now doing a lot better, at least it seems, for the start. Even though
Absolutely.
this is attacker sided, it's still good. A 4-2 or a 3-3, it's still not bad, especially for this being Katana's map. And we've seen how well they can perform on their own maps at times, especially against Blue Jays. Blue Jays didn't have much of a chance, and it was a 7-3 and a 7-4 score, or 7-2, 7-3, something similar, something along the lines. And well, is that a Ying? Do we see a Ying? But not from the side of Katana, which is supposedly the one with, having the good Ying players. What is... No.
Okay. Okay, Prophet, with the pixel. I don't even. That's probably like half a pixel that he sort of Jedi managed to beam him off of the map. And that's going to be man advantage for Katana. At least Chillwagon do find something with Future going down, but they are still in this man disadvantage. Alfred does get a little bit of a spot, but decides to take better of it, does not repeat, knows that this man advantage is crucial for Katana to win this round, to get that 3-3 half, to put them in such good standing for the next round. But Krapkavitsky does not care, because he's just going to swing, and it's Riker now on this bottom floor, all left alone while the site's upstairs. Could make good on a catch, but no, because Krapkavitsky is aware. Now Chillwagon have this man advantage back. They are delving into those issues that we saw. They are taking a little bit of time, especially as now these toxic babes can come through. But it is certainly a much better position. The shotgun could prove mightily handy here for LKS, because it's just that and the guns, and Prophet continuing to deal massive amounts of damage, but he is now blinded, and in fact that's LKS with the down, and that's Diffuser on the ground. Cold. 20 seconds left, and Prophet swings, but it's not enough. Chillwagon in the final moments. Krapkavitsky gets that one with the... Actually, were they peeking with a super shorty? Yeah.
Of course he was. The Super Short is absolutely legendary. I mean, it's a close range shotgun. The fact that I say close range shotguns, like shotguns aren't meant to be close range. You can add slugs, I guess.
Sniper 90. Also, the supernova can hits like a truck for miles, it feels like.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on the Bosch G. That's a
Attackers need to
sniper, dude.
locate and defuse
Oh,
as many
true,
bombs as
true.
they can.
Boss G ACOG is possibly the greatest thing we've ever been gifted with in this game.
Yes, the fact that the community actually made it happen, including Bikini Bodies starting the trend, from what I mean.
Beautiful.
It's just chef's
Bikini
kiss.
Body.
The one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who started the Clash Turtle Trap. And I used to do that.
Yeah.
and I'm not ashamed of it. I love Clash.
You
every
should
single
be.
bit.
You should be.
Hell no. Clash is an absolute menace when you know how to play. Because, you know, that's the thing. I've been playing a lot of gold and silver lobbies because a friend of mine started playing Siege, and everyone bans Clash. Not
Yeah.
because they don't know how to play against her or with her. No one plays her at
Yeah,
all.
everyone's just scared of Clash. It's like, ah, scary shield.
Oh no, you can zap me. Like, bro, oh no, 5 damage. She's like a walking Twitch drone. So much. Just made her. But yeah, it's I guess that's how the starters see it. But it's really interesting going into lower lobbies to see how
Speaking
they
of Twitch drones.
function. Yeah, speaking of that, might as well zap someone in the fucking forehead. Goddamn, why am I...
What's your profanity?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Trippin, am I allowed to swear?
No, you're gonna get permanently fired.
Alright, I'll try to keep it down, because, I don't know, just, my
It just
profanity.
doesn't feel professional, you know? Because, you know, we're obviously the two most professional casters out there.
Definitely, we talk about what each other's favorite color. We're the
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, purple's a pretty good color, so I don't blame you.
Based.
Trip said light green. Light green's pretty good. I'm more of a yellow guy myself, although I do love a good purple.
I like a green or a purple. Yellow's also quite nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
God, we're back at it again. Yeah, these are the professional casters that were talking in a chilled voice throughout basically the entire break.
These are the people that you're going to be watching too as you're not on, and probably just remember that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Definitely.
Anyway, there's action happening, and it's going to be the action on to Malkazine being injured. Dexter is probably going to be able to get him up and resurrected, and there's no trade to come through there, which means it is still a 5 versus 5, but Riker does go down to the hands of Jedi. Alfred's on 1 HP as well, so almost immediately it's fallen apart for Katana, and Denio does connect onto Prophet, which means this is essentially 2 versus 5, although Alfred, with 1 HP, still put to good use, but Denio is still good for 2. Now it's a 2 versus 4 for the side of Katana. They've got to clutch up big here, and Denio is still causing problems on this top floor, but LKS is able to at least claim something back. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but at least it's closer than it definitely could have been.
Oh, it's definitely. I mean, a 4-2 right now for Chillwagon. How good they're going, especially continuing with that streak on defense as well. And I'm surprised I haven't seen any timeouts. I mean, these games have been long enough. Why not just make them the longest that's possible? A timeout, maybe, you know, a rehost. Yeah, we'd love to see that as another triple kill. Join Denio's little collection of the murders he has caused. And of course, that's going to be Dexter finishing it off with an SMG-11. Let's see this recoil control. Will it be nice? Indeed, it is. Oh, the head of Twitch got blown off. Sheesh in Chad. What a shot. And Chillwagon with a 5-2 score. You know what that means?
Means we're getting closer and closer to Oregon. But and we did see Katana come out swinging with 2 defensive rounds right out the gate, and Chillwagon have now won 5 in a row. So it could be very possible that Katana now come back with another 5 of their own to take this 7-5. Or maybe even just have another 4-2 half in the way of the attackers.
Or Chillwagon wins this one, and then we go on to Oregon and see which team can truly be the best. I mean, but yeah, I won't even deny it. These teams are close. But you know, it's surprising how better Chillwagon is doing on not their map. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I think as well, Chillwagon have been pretty good on Chalet in the past, throughout the Major League. So
attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
I mean, yeah, certainly good things could happen, and yeah, then it's not a bad map for them. However, yeah, questions do have to be asked by Katana. Obviously, that clubhouse was very close. It came down to an 8-7, and realistically, looking at how the sides went, it should have been Chillwagon to win it because they were on defense on that final round. But yeah, Katana just managed to squeak things through this one. Much less of a close affair. it's up to Katana to show us what they can do on this attacking side, because like we mentioned as well, Chillwagon have improved. They've gotten a lot quicker, but Katana, it looked like they fell into those same pitfalls once again. You know, taking just a little bit too long to clear things out, to gather that intel. And it all came down to those final few seconds where it just didn't really matter, and that's rough. Missed opportunity from Alfred. Still 5 versus 5. 1 minute gone, 2 minutes remaining.
Indeed. And as we continue on, not much kills have been dropped. But I do assume, oh, well, speak of the devil, that's going to be a Sophia shot. Alfred with an absolutely beautiful takeout onto Dexter. That's going to be the mute out of the match. I mean, only 5, not too bad. As we do continue on, it seems like verticality is going to be pretty much hard to achieve. Especially from the attack. You know, they may have taken out the mute as much as we love to. But the Cade and the, you know, the Frost up here are going to be quite strong, especially shotgun. You know, we did say the rooms are quite big and everything, but there's a lot of door holds. There's a lot of, I guess, close-ranged angles, which the Frost could take advantage of with her secondary shotgun, which may not be necessary, but what a shot from Buck, looking at a 3v5. So Katana, you know, you did say they may be able to get a bit of a comeback of their own.
Yeah, that was maybe just pure speculation and hoping and praying that we don't go to Oregon, but yeah, it certainly looks possible. Riker with their first kill, and I did just want to say, if you look at the scoreboard, it's been 2 of the top fraggers that have been taken out. Denny and Dexter both on 8 kills, and Krapkowicki down also on 8 kills. Not going to be able to find another one in this round, but Jedi as well, just having to duck and weave as Alfred finds Malkazine. 1 versus 5 effectively for this Frost, as now he's stunned, does find one, denies the flawless, but that diffuser is stunned to go down. Hold on a second here though, Bob. Jedi's found second. And Krapkowicki's back up as well. This round is far from over, although Riker does double down. First 2 kills of this map, both in this round, and it's certainly been put to good use. Katana looking to get their 3rd round on the board here. And my point was that Chillwagon, they're much more balanced when it comes to the kills. 8, 8, 8, 9 now for Jedi. And then there is 1 for Malkazine, but those top 4 certainly very close together. When you look at Katana, very much less so. LKS not quite getting killed, and it's Prophet to lock it off. 3 rounds on the board now for Katana, keeping it alive, making sure that they don't have to go to overtime again. But they've still got a long journey ahead of them. They now need 4 more rounds to close it. And Katana Gaming, it is their timeout.
Quite interesting. You know, this is the first time we've seen, and while they're quite on the brink of actually maybe even winning all of this, doesn't look like too bad of a situation. I mean, they can right now talk things through. They got actually, you know, they got one of their own, I guess, rounds 1. So, you know, I'm actually curious because how these rounds are won. Let's say someone gets like 5 rounds in a row. It's probably because you have some sort of streak, some sort of surge, some sort of like energy that keeps you going. So,
Yeah.
you know, they got this 1 round. They could have continued it maybe with that surge. So I wonder why they went for a timeout. Maybe they want to switch things up because from Chillwagons, you know, this Chalet game, they've been very adaptive. You know, the line, they didn't even, I don't think they even knew of the echo up until some point, and the line instantly as the plan started going down, and one of the rounds just started looking for that echo. So, yeah, I mean, most definitely. But yeah, anyways, pretty much the adaptation. Maybe they don't want them to adapt to their playstyle as fast, so the timeout could maybe get them a bit confused, I guess.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
I mean, maybe?
That's the only thing I can get from this.
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah, we're going to the
Goodness.
side.
Izami. Fog.
Fuck.
We might see the Izami actually come in a bit more handy than we saw over on Clubhouse. Obviously, I think that was Alfred that brought the old Izami along in 1 bar stage round, and nothing really came of it, taken off the board way too early. So, Krapkowicki, we're going to have to
5
see
seconds left.
if they can actually find some use out of this very powerful defender, obviously with that remodeling capability, labeled by Ubisoft as an architect operator along with Mira and Castle, able to restructure the way that the map works, need to be seeing more use out of this strong utility. And I know Krapkavitsky can definitely shoot 9x19 as well. Can be very powerful and definitely no slouch when it comes to using utility.
Yeah. I mean, the layout of these kind of like teams or the operators have been actually getting quite interesting. You know, back in the day, or on most maps, Oregon, be it whatever. I'm not going to give too much examples. It was just you, Jaeger, give it maybe Valkyrie, something with a shield, and smoke. Something like that, you know, it's pretty basic, but the thing we've been seeing today, I mean, you have Mira, Zami, Echo, Jaeger, Smoke are quite very reasonable. They're one of the most useful operators in general. So, you know, it's quite interesting to see these layouts. On the attack, it's kind of basic, but I do like the Nomad bring. We haven't been seeing Nomad in just general games a lot, so bringing that Nomad is actually not just new, but I feel like it's also useful, and just kind of gives the attackers a bit less of a worry if at least if the spots are decent enough, as of course it's going to be the Mirror getting taken out by a grenade. I wonder if that was vertical or maybe window. We're going to have to see. So, yeah. Anyways, another kill getting dropped onto the Nomad herself. I don't think she even got the, I guess, to the part of using her ability way too much. So it's a 4v4. The HP advantage is on the side of Katana Gaming. So let's maybe just see how this
Yeah, absolutely. Krapkavitsky goes for the swing, but it's going to be Jedi flying through on the top floor, taking on Solarium all by himself. It's a third, and Alfred now all on his own, trying to deny this match point opportunity for Chillwagon, because after this, if they win this, one more round means we go to Oregon, and Jedi locks it off. 4 kills on the round, and that's the explosive power that we need from Jedi, from Chillwagon, because that last round got me a little bit worried to start as well with that nade, but I just made absolutely perfection. 13 kills now inside of 9 rounds. That is what you want to see. Absolutely superb.
Oh my goodness, it's happening. We're going all 3 rounds, and these are going to be very long matches, especially for this one, as Chillwagon and a 6-3 score. Katana is now fighting for all of nothing, and they need 3 rounds in a row just to have a chance. A chance. It's not even to have a chance at winning on their own map, which is quite surprising. But you know, Chillwagon may be also one of the more preferred maps, so it could have just worked out for them perfectly. And maybe Katana's maps were just kind of focused down, so they didn't have much of a choice. Or shall I? My mistake. But yeah. Now, okay. Now this is the first time, I think, or one of the first times, we're actually seeing a bit more of a default setup. You know, the Wamai here, Frost, no questions. Same with the shields from Smoke, Jaeger move. That's one of the better or the best combinations you can really go with here. But, you know, besides Katana Gaming, I've been kind of liking the, I guess, secondary, in case if anything goes wrong, choices. You know, let's say the Sledge dies, you have a Buck. Okay, if the Twitch dies, you have a Floors. Vice versa for both of these operators, and I kind of like that. And even for the hard breaches, since they're not really going for main breaches but mostly hatches, you can bring a Capitao to just help with the all-around chores, I guess you could say, with, you know, smoking, helping with plant. Oh my goodness, what just happened? What? Hello?
Absolute lack of awareness from the side of Katana, Future in particular, allows Jedi to just get that drive-by swing, and utility comes a little bit too late, just going to be able to rotate back to the site. Denio is still up here on the top floor, but I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point, because that kill is just so crispy, so clean. They do still have that buck for the for that soft destruction, like you mentioned, but I mean, that's still going to be a blow, because that is nades off the board. Jedi, though, has reaggressed upstairs and takes a hefty chunk of damage, but still alive, still being a nuisance, really, inside of Killbox right now. And Denia is going to double down. Riker falls, and there's half the round to go, and Jedi just continues his reign of terror up here on the top floor. Malkazine as well doubles down this Prophet in a 1 versus 5. Has to deny a flawless, has to get this ace 1v5 clutch to keep their hopes alive here in this map, and it's not going to happen. Flawless round to seal the deal from Chillwagon, and that is definitely a very good map for them here on Chalet. Nice shot coming through at the end there as well, and that is... We're going to map 3, Bob. We're going to Oregon. You cast it. You said, oh, I've got a 2-day streak of not casting Oregon, and look what you did. You cast it. You cast us all, my friend. But that is going to be on the other side of a very quick break, because we've got about 5-10 minutes, and we'll jump right back into it with our decider map. Best of 3. You don't want to miss it. Please stick around.
Oh my. Hello, welcome back. I really do hope you stay tuned in because I hope I didn't. Because this is going to be the last match of today. A very interesting that one was previously. I gotta give it to him. Clubhouse wasn't as good. It was kind of repetitive. It was kind of just one after another. We're gonna take turns. Who drops this? Who drops that? But Shelly, that was a different story. It was actually interesting to watch. Some goofy moments, some fails at every now and then, which I won't point out. I mean, the teams tried their best. I hope, I really do hope. But we're going to be going on to the last one of today, which is going to be Oregon. Now, I can't say I'm ready to expect much of this map, but if we can actually get some sort of interest or fun,
Yeah,
I'm actually going to deem it valuable. I feel like, if the team actually do put up a decent fight or at least make this interesting, I'm I'm gonna be very, you know, happy, and I hope the teams can try their best. And let's while they're not both ready just yet, when they are, let's hope to see who is the best. And of
yeah.
course, I hope all of you viewers watching are excited because it's about to get wild as we get a confirmation of ready. So let's start it up, lads and gents. Oh, this has been going on for 2 hours and a half, and it's gonna go on for yet longer, but it has to. It has to. This is what we do. And yeah, Uncooked, are you ready?
Yeah, and seeing how Chalet went, I'm kind of hopeful that we might see some more interesting stuff. If Chalet went kind of the same way as Clubhouse, I'd be absolutely dreading it right now. But, we did see some interests and some exciting plays come through. And very first map 3, very first decided map of the playoffs so far. So, a bit of a round of applause for that, I think, is probably due. Because, hey, it's a fun little stat, and you know how I love my fun little stats. So yeah, jumping into things, we have a Thatcher ban, which is so very exciting.
Mm, yeah, that's your ban. Okay. Well, you know, it's actually quite surprising to see it. Especially with the EMPs. I'm actually surprised they still decided to go for the Thatcher ban. But yeah, this map does kind of heavily rely on, of course, main breach, so it wasn't much of a surprise. But the next one is going to be Nook, which on this map, yet again, quite a deadly operative with the amount of angles or rotations that you can just kind of go through without being noticed is very strong. So Nook, not bad at all. But Rook, now this is where it
Here we
gets
go.
very interesting. The chunky Frenchman, which we all love and adore for the P90, and of course the buffs he got with the plates of a friendship. Back in the day, Siege used to be you'd give your plates, your Rook armor, to the enemies for a bit of just good good morals and everything.
Some good vibes.
Exactly. Just to claim that friendship token. So Rook and Band, I guess that's not going to be happening. In Valkyrie, quite common. She's very strong, and that's a blitz. Now that's a blitz in a glass. Now,
Weary
normally.
me, dear Lord. Okay,
Attackers need to locate and defuse
okay,
as many bombs
okay,
as they can.
okay. What the beans?
Well,
Obviously, things could get changed around after seeing. I said, what the
Located by
beans?
attackers.
Anyway, so things obviously for the attacking lineup could get switched around when they see the site setup, see the operators that Chillwagon are playing. That's the beauty of the attacker repick, and we're seeing it there. Sledge picked into Finker from Profit. I mean, for the rest of them, it looks like things might be staying slightly the same, which surprises me. I think Sledge was probably the most secure operator on that list, but nope. Finker being brought along as well. Very rare. And I'm just going to say this. If they want to do a bit of a bunker rush, but it looks like they are gearing up for, Blitz is a perfect operator for this. This is... Well, you said you wanted to see some excitement, just making sure they can drone this out first, but I think it's going to be fairly quick from here on out, making sure everything's clear. And in they go. There's the flash, but Krakowicki finds one C4 out over the top. Dex is able to claim the life of Future. That blitz was good for one, but only one. And now Katana stalled out a little bit here on this side, and Dex is doubled down, found a second. Now 2 versus 4. This rush has gone terribly for the side of Katana. It's now only a Glaz and a Capital still in it. Alfred and LKS respectively, and they're both just huddled up here. Mountain is going to swing and get caught out, but Yeah, Krapavitsky is actually quite low as well, so this could very easily turn into a 2v2, and from there it's anyone's game. But you do have to say Chillwagon probably have the better tradable positions here, and they can afford to take more hits in that department.
Very true. You know, the glass can just probably have quite a damage dealing combo with Capitao, especially with the smokes, if he has, and he doesn't seem like he does. But yeah, with that in mind, I mean, most definitely the start wasn't as bad as actually the Blitz did manage to get himself a kill. If that C4 wasn't thrown, I feel like the output of that would have been completely
And
different. But most
Chillwagon are
definitely.
taking a timeout after this round.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, they still haven't done it, so they do have all rights to do so. Dexter taking some damage. Will he be taken down here? Not. Actually, grenades on Faz. Quite interesting. I was expecting an unfortunate turn of events, and I believe someone from France is going to be challenging him. Yes, he does. And that glass, well, him and Capitao needs to start dealing some heavy damage. I mean, the smoke still has smokes, and that's the important part. If he can still use his utility, he's as deadly as he can have. No matter how his HP looks. And that's going to
Oh
be a team kill
no! No, no,
joined
no,
with
no,
a
no.
trade, it seems like. A bit of a refrag from the wrong side. And the smoke, I do believe, will be pulling out the shotty for this one. Not needed. The SMG-11 is proven to be enough. And,
Deary me.
oh God, how did it come to that? Well,
That is a... the
ping issues.
Lord. Okay. Oh, yeah, no, that's quite high. 441.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, taking a bit of a tech pause here just to try and sort through a couple of those issues.
But let's see what happened in the previous round. How do you think it came to that team kill, though?
Probably miscommunication and just unlucky sort of pre-firing and player moving side by side, and it. Although it wasn't even a headshot; it was a body shot. So don't even know.
Hmm. Oh, there we have a leave from Jeddo and a Jedi, not Jeddo. I saw
At all.
one of the. This is how insane this is making me go. I saw one of the last I instead of an I thought it was an L. So I was like, Jeddo, yeah, definitely, that's the one. um, but of course, um, yeah, a leave, and I don't think a timeout should last off for this. Now, I mean, if he gets back, that's great. But yeah. Sadly, what's I mean, the timeout system doesn't even work if I'm correct. It just kind of ignores it, and timeouts don't work anymore. So now we have to manually pause like this, which is a bit awkward, I guess. But well, as long as it's fine with the teams.
Well, it's because it wasn't a tactical timeout, I guess. So it had to be done manually, because otherwise that uses up their tactical timeout when this is clearly a technical issue.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask quickly how long we get on these tech pauses. Um, okay, you can see our wonderful faces again. Hi, hello.
Not depressed or anything like that. No. Um, yeah. No, that previous round definitely was
We
interesting
we, we might
for the
have to
first.
resort back to favorite colors again. Anyway, sorry. Continue what you were saying. I'm gonna sit down, which you guys
um,
can't see.
I'll explain the favorism of I'm not quite an enjoyer of France, but this is cool.
What is? Oh, it's Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, but it's a pencil.
Oh, I've got an Eiffel Tower keyring.
Oh damn!
My neighbors went to France and gave me as a little gift.
This is a good stabbing weapon.
Jesus Lord. Oh, I've also got two little like porcelain ducks that just sit on my
Oh,
shelf. Pretty
I've
cool.
got
No, still.
um, I've got
Oh my
Lego.
god, bro! Blast from the past. Tech decks. Do you remember tech decks? No way.
I got a
Yo, that's sick. Okay, it looks like we might be getting the player joined back shortly. Um,
I have a Lego Captain Jack Sparrow figure.
That's pretty cool. If we have another, I'm gonna shuffle a Rubik's cube, ready to. If we have another timeout, I'm just gonna shuffle this quickly. To see if we can. Yeah, we can do that.
Well, um,
Actually, I might be able to solve it now. Oh, never mind. He's returned.
oh,
He's back.
all right, great. Well, seems like we're going back to the main game while we were showing off our
I mean,
can't anymore.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
Oh,
attackers.
this is but welcome to Talent League. Yeah, this is how desperate we become at times. But with that, let's continue this all amazing read. Thank you, Trippin. Yeah. With that in mind, of course, we're going back to upstairs. Now I do believe this was a random pick because Jedi didn't have enough time to pick, but it's gonna be Warden. Now, I'm
it's
assuming
will come in handy. Obviously,
Yeah,
Ying's
and-
still up and being used actually by LKS, so this could actually be a. I don't know, could actually be a wise pick, and so I don't think Warden's going to be that high up on anyone's playtime. So maybe there was just that split-second decision of picking into the Warden. And obviously, we don't know. The obviously Yink has been picked away from now. They've already recognised that the Warden has come through. So that can just be a way of controlling the lineup of the attackers is by picking that Warden, because they know that if you bring a Ying or a Glaz or anything like that, then the Warden is going to be able to counter that pretty effectively.
Very true indeed. I mean, especially, yeah, they did bring the Glaz. So I guess that's maybe a bit of adaptivity we're seeing there. And what's interesting? It's gonna be the Dokkaebi. How will she suffice in this match? Maybe she can get a hack and kind of counter it as Dexter actually gets down an interesting angle and another kill gets dropped onto the Dokkaebi as we speak of the Devil. That's going to be the Jaeger getting finished off, a bit of a refrag, and so does the Mute. So we're now down to a 3v4 situation. Chillwagon not looking the best at the current situation, and, well, things are already going down slowly but surely, lads and gents. And with that in mind, let's actually see what we can get. I mean, those Warden, the guns aren't the best, per se, but
It's certainly
they're
not the
definitely-
worst.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
It can be a
they're
bean
okay.
machine in the right hands. And I mean, we saw Jedi on that last map. How many kills? Like, nearly 20, I think. So, definitely in the position to get a high number of kills, and that was only 10 rounds as well. So, like about probably what 1.5 KDR or KPR, which is ridiculous. So, getting those headshots, having that beam machine in hand can certainly come in handy, especially with low recoil as well. Can come in quite handy, but 1 minute now has burned away since we saw that previous engagement come through. And Jedi, once again, said that he can get kills, and certainly showing it here with one onto Alfred. That's the Ash going down. And once again, we're seeing Katana take just too long on their attacks. And that's not great. Riker falling to the SMG-11 of Krapkavitsky. And yeah, once again, Chillwagon looking in such good position. Toxic Babes come through as well. The nade does not really connect onto Krapkavitsky that much. There's only 20 seconds left.
Yeah, and these 20 seconds will be able to decide it. I mean, Chillwagon's looking at another very good situation that one of them gets brought down. That's going to be Jedi with a kill of his own. And of course, Daniel finishing it off with a nice shot. Oh, that angle. Oh my goodness. A one-tap DMR, no chances given, no mercy, was, of course, given either. And, well, that's going to be Chillwagon's second match of the day. Actually, not second match, second round of the two that have been played. So, quite well to say the least. And their performance is also
Defenders,
quite
protect
strong
your
as
bombs
well. I
from
mean,
being defused by
adaptivity,
attackers.
it's fine as they even brought in the Warden just after, as one of the final resorts or the last second
Bomb located
decisions.
by
So,
attackers.
yeah, very nice. You know, they're not doing too bad. And at least comparing this to how both of these teams played in Clubhouse, I'm actually fascinated. They're doing a lot
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, like you mentioned, for the previous two maps, Clubhouse and Chalet, it was Katana that won those first two rounds. So this is
5 seconds to go.
wha- this is certainly
Attackers are heading out
a
to defuse the
positive for
bomb.
Chillwagon, looking to continue as they left off from Chalet, just continuing to frag out, and Katana have been a little bit punished essentially for these slow takes that we saw so often on Clubhouse, falling to Chillwagon and on their attacks on Chalet especially. They were so powerful and punchy, and they're bringing it on their defenses actually. It means Katana just can't get close to the site, and even when they can, it's just taking way too long.
Indeed. And yeah, Katana doesn't seem to be improving over the time as much as good old Chillwagon. Well, Chillwagon, you know, they're making steps. They're doing one after another and doing it well. They're starting to learn and adapt, which is great. I mean, good for them. And this is how they get their victories, and this is how they actually did really well on Chalet, but not as well on Clubhouse, which both of the teams, they were kind of equal because none of them were actually adapting, so that's what, you know, kind of kept the game going for so long. Krapkovic getting a kill of his own, Alfred getting taken out, that's going to be the select player, so you can say goodbye to most of your grenades. Anna's still with one, but I doubt that's going to be doing too much, or giving them too much of a vantage point. So, yeah, with that in mind, of course, we're gonna have to see what, I mean, they have the breach, they have the ace, but verticality still needs to be in hand. You can't really just go into sight and expect to plan so easily, even if no one is in sight. So yeah, there's people above. Daniel taking extremely heavy damage, finally getting taken out. Took him some time, but Prophet himself doesn't seem to be looking in a quite of a stable condition. Which player will he be getting revived or not? Yes, it seems like,
Just so damn slow from Katana again. They're still fighting for this top floor control, and the site isn't even there, it's meeting in kitchen. So it looks like Chillwagon could get off to a 3-0 start here, something we haven't seen from these teams so far. But it would, I guess, mean a consistent trend of Chillwagon winning round number 3 in these matches. So either way, a trend will continue, and it just looks like it might go in the favor of Chillwagon in this one, because Katana are just so slow once again. 30 seconds left to go. They're still outside the building. They've only just really got that top floor control. And they're still trying to gather intel on the site. There's no time for this.
Oh, this is bad. This is looking bad. The ace can't even get into the site. And the Azami, I don't... Is that the correct breach? I think he may have screwed up the main breach.
Oh, I hope not. And
5 seconds left.
oh, this certainly isn't good. Dex here is in such a good position. Finds one, finds two, can't quite find the third, but there's just no time. The down came through, but it wasn't enough. Chillwagon, it was a lot closer than I anticipated, seeing how that round had started and got to with 30 seconds left, but nevertheless, they do clutch out in that moment. The 6th man on the board coming through for them when they needed it most, and they can continue. And it feels so long ago that we saw that round 1 basement rush from Katana Gaming. I don't think they're going to try it again.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
What a... Not only was that one angle just so expensive, just such a good spot to just be in to not only prevent pretty much, what, 2-3 angles that were extremely important. At the same time, it also took out players, denied plans, and won the round. And, you know, Katana's taking way too long. They're taking such a long time. And at the end, they're not even doing the job as, you know, efficiently, because they still had someone in security, and they just rushed in hoping that's not what you should do, you know? Maybe in rank you can hope for it, but in here you can't just hope to walk into somewhere and maybe someone's not there. No, you have to know. That's why joining is a thing. That's why
Attackers are moving out
it's
to locate a bomb.
competitive. That's why you need to know everything. You just need to be on point, and you need to do it fast and efficiently, which I don't think Katana are doing any of those. They seem to be doing it efficiently at the start, but then they kind of just drop off. And fast, I believe every single round they have been attacking, they've been forced into ending. And I mean every
Yeah.
single round.
Pretty much, there might have been like 1 or 2 exceptions, but for the most part, yes, absolutely. That trend has continued. Even when they started off with a rush, it still ended up being those final like 20 seconds. And you just gotta wonder from Katana if there's anything they can do to actually get out of that rut, because Chillwagon were able to fix those mistakes. On Chalet, we saw it firsthand. But Katana are just still stuck in those ways. And it's costing them greatly.
It really is. Oh my god, like, I, I can, like, I see their mechanics, I see their droning, and I feel like their team chemistry isn't bad at all. It's just, they need to start, like, getting some sort of, situational awareness that they need to change. Like, they see that they've been, last game they got, I won't say demolished, they still put up a fight, but they got quite outmatched. Now, it's happening again. Now, I hope they can start maybe seeing that it's happening and try to fix the issue. Like, if you can fix the issue, I think you can continue, because it's kind of, Siege can also be played in the way of who can kind of fix the issue last, who can adapt the last. The guy who adapts the last and makes it, puts the, you know, the final shot in, can actually have quite a nice advantage over the other one. But
Attackers have located a bomb.
here,
The timer is 1 minute.
here it's only Chillwagon doing that, and they've done it once, and it's been working out for 2 games. 2 games, Uncle. They did adapt once, or twice maybe. Maybe
Yeah.
3 times. But I have not seen anything.
And now the
from
flank's
Katana.
coming through from Malkus, and LKS is getting that defeated down, but Daniel's just able to
Attackers recovered the
swing and find that kill, and there's the flank diffuser surrendered. Dexid finds one as well. It's all down to Profit. Can't get anything done. Chillwagon 4-0. They are looking to close out Oregon. Maybe with a 7-0. That could be on the cards here, Puffer Bob. Like, it could be. Maybe. Possibly.
It's definitely possible. Katana needs to do something. They already had their timeout, but I wonder what they used
did
it
they?
for. They did in Chalet.
Yeah, you get 1 time up per map, bro.
Oh yeah, my bad. I thought it was 1 per. Oh, my brain.
Bro, un momento,
Trying.
numero 2. This isn't Rocket League. You don't get 1 per series, guys.
Donde está la
defenders.
biblioteca?
Protect your
So,
bombs from being
¿Dónde es la
used by
biblioteca?
attackers.
Bro, un momento, número 2.
Exactly, for real. No. No, but yeah, pretty much, they should use it.
Yeah.
They really should. I mean, are they gonna wait until it's 6-0 or just not use it? Like, you have it, it's there, and we've already gone on for almost 3 hours. Like, what's the point of not using it now?
I mean, it's certainly the optimal time to use it, I think. You don't want them to get too far ahead before you start to use that timeout. It's like, you know the Lycan timeout, where it's like they only use it when the team gets on to 6? That feels like what we're seeing
To
here.
locate a bomb and defuse it.
Yeah, like, I think it's already around 3. The fact that they're already getting rounds in a row, and more than 2, and it's not happening because of some misinconvenience, mistiming. It's happening just because of pure mistakes that can be fixed easily. I feel like there should just be some sort of correlation with you maybe finding out about it, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Attackers
Katana
drop the
things
bomb
differently.
diffuser.
Like I said, we're not being dicks, but yeah.
Definitely feels like an obvious issue. But that's your Montaigne going down, which is not ideal. First as well, yeah, opening pick within the first minute, and that's the Montaigne. That's probably going to be a large amount of the strategy for this round was centered around that big shieldy boy, and now it's not going to be able to come through simply because of this one angle. So now that forces another adaptation, which we haven't seen Katana do very well, especially as, you know, Montaigne is often used as a spearhead. Oh, Denio, that is just cruel. And Jedi swings and finds another 5 versus 2. It's falling apart fast as Denio finds one more, makes it 2 on the round, and Riker has a nade in hand. Might even, nope, can't even find one. Flawless round from Chillwagon. The bailiffs just, yeah, Katana look lost in this moment. I'm going to be honest. I hate to use that word, but they can't even buy a kill. They can't even buy a kill.
Like, Katana, if you're listening to this, or maybe someone's watching the stream from their team, there needs to be a change in how you adapt and change throughout the match. You can't go into a game
Defenders, protect
expecting
your
to just
bombs from being
play the
defused by
same
attackers.
without like just be in the same state of mind and everything without changing in any sort of way and win. And
Attackers
that's
have located a
what the
bomb.
problem was with Clubhouse, you know? Like, none of these two teams changed. That's why it went on for so long, and it just kind of happened everything in the last 30 seconds. Second map, Chillwagon starts to attack a lot more aggressively and fast. What was the score? Can you remind me again of the score?
What of this current of this map?
Chalet.
10 seconds
Chalet was a
to insertion.
7-3.
That's my point. And Katana still hasn't
5
realized
seconds
it's
left
5-0.
before insertion.
Yeah.
Attacker's
I don't know.
objective is to defuse
What-
the bomb.
I can't. I don't want to be rude to them, but something has to happen.
Yeah.
Like, some sort of change. Just if they want to win at least. I mean, if they don't want to win, then you know what? Fine, you can do this. But I'm assuming they want to win, which should be normal. If you want to win, you need to change. You need to start adapting more, and this is what's literally needed to win. Chillwagon is running out with a bailiff,
Yeah.
which
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and they're winning. It's a lot to take in, but yeah. The next time we see Katana, I hope they're gonna be on their feet. Maybe today it just isn't their day. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe. But I mean, if they don't show up on the day, then you can't really expect anything from them. It's a very hard fought first map, and they just haven't had a lot of steam since then. They start off well in Chalet, and then after that they've only gotten one round since, let's see. They've only won 1 out of the previous 13 rounds. At least Alfred's able to find that opener, but yeah, 1 out of 13. This could be the 14th round that they've only won, like, in that 1 out of 14 statistic. It could be, and so it is looking likely because they're now 2-man advantage up, and they have some decent time. 70 seconds is still pretty good. Krapkowicki taking some damage as well, but Denio here on the flank is able to find it. Profit with the swing. This is looking likely. Krapkowicki now being taken up that mantle. Dokabiko does come out, probably has noted his position from that. And if they pull off this 2 versus 5, make it 1 versus 5 now for Jedi, this has to be the H clutch of the century. He has found one, denies the flawless. This could be the round that Katana needs. Plant getting stuck from LKS, but Jedi might just be away. Still can't get it done. Riker closes it out. Katana finally break that streak. 2 out of 14 now that they've won since the start. Actually, if we go in the past 2 maps, they've won 4 out of 16 rounds. So still not great, but it's an upwards trend now because they're no longer. It's no longer possible for it to be a 7-0. But I mean, only 1 attack on Oregon doesn't look great. It's not ideal.
You know, I'm happy though. There is change. You
Attackers
saw
need to
how
locate
quick and
and
aggressive
defuse
they were.
bombs.
The person and kids didn't even know, and there was 5 people in the exact same room with armed guns and ready to shoot, and that's change. It's something, you know. It's something we've been looking for, and they should have been looking for already in Chalet, but you know, I guess it's never too late. And at this point, it seems like it, but comebacks are still possible. So, yeah, going back downstairs. Not much of rush
10
we
seconds
see from
remaining.
Chillwagon, which is decent enough. There is a role swap,
5 seconds left.
so now it's going to be Chillwagon on attack and Katana on defense. And remember on Clubhouse, it was the defender who was mostly win. Let's it was mostly
Wasn't
like
it 3-3? It was 3-3 both sides.
yeah, like
somehow.
okay before the role swap, but like after that it was kind of just I guess in the overtime match points and stuff. It was like
Yeah.
whoever was defender would win.
Apart from that final round where Katana won it somehow. So yeah, they have gotten some lucky rounds, I guess you could call it that if you wanted to be really harsh.
Yes.
They have clutched up in the face of adversity, but all in all, Chillwagon have had a much better time of things, it's safe to say. I mean, starting off with that 5-0, if Katana can win 7 in a row and not even take us to overtime, I would be impressed. I don't necessarily think it will happen, but I mean, it would be cool.
Would be cool, and it would also be interesting. Maybe they've been just joking around up until now, and they're actually starting to get serious.
It's actually cracked.
But
Never
yeah,
mind.
thank you so much
That
for
opening
that.
pick actually isn't on the downed player. That's LKS going down, which means future. Oh, that's just BM at that point. Malkazin finishes off with the Twitch drone. Now it's a 5 versus 3 in favour of Chillwagon. And Katana do have to hold on. However, half the round has gone. His shotgun is just waiting round this corner. Drones are coming through. I think they are going to try and double push this or just push all at once. A flashbang!
Oh.
And it's perfectly read by Dex here, by the entirety of Chillwagon. 2 versus 5 now. And Riker.
Oh.
Actually, it's Profit to find that one. And finds a second, but it's not. Man. Anyway, match point now. Series point, in fact. For Chillwagon. And they could just close this out 7-1.
They really could. I mean,
Katana need 5 in a row. That is it. Plain and simple.
this
And I don't think it's possible. What, 4 out of 17 rounds in the past 2 maps?
Mm-hmm.
They would need to make that 9 out of 17. Or 9 out of 9 out of 22 to at least have a chance. Because then it still goes to overtime.
Yeah.
This looks less possible than Chalet, and Chalet was already looking kind of grim by the time Chillwagon got to that match point.
They need to win 6 rounds in a row. Actually, 5 rounds in a row.
And then 2 of the next 3.
And then 2 of the next 3. Wow. And
I mean, if they do it, like, hats off, but... I mean, Chillwagon looking to close this out inside of this round 8. Katana going back to the basement. Seeing what they can find. Maybe even just a modicum of success to start building back into things here on Oregon. Because if they know over till it's over, you can get some pretty good signs. And I think, thinking of the mental game from this as well, they didn't take a timeout here on Oregon.
yeah,
Which,
yes.
Yeah, just not ideal. And look at this angle from Profit. He uncrouched at just the wrong time, not able to capitalize from it at all. Malkazin is just going to force him away, and Jedi is on this bottom floor. 10 kills to his name in just this map. This has been an explosive series for that Polish player.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed. And, you know, you got to put into consideration, it's not like Katana needs to win 5 games in general. They need to do it in a row. So one failure, one mess up, and it's all over. And, yeah, Chillwagon is the type of team to do exactly that.
There we go. They're just on the site.
There goes
Jedi's on the
shotgun,
site.
a double kill. Oh my god, so behind Twitch returning with a double of their own. There goes another from Jedi, a 3v1. And Prophet is locked out of his own sight.
Oh my god, and it's all down to this one player, Profit. As
Where's
you
the
said,
diffuser?
1 versus 3. Oh, Diffuser is upstairs, but I don't even think it's going to matter.
Oh.
There's a swing from Jedi. An explosive finish to an explosive series. And that is it. Chillwagon, the Polish team, advanced to the grand finals. And after that first map, it looked a little bit shaky, but Chalet Clubhouse definitely went their way. No doubts about it. And there you can see man of the moment, Jedi, getting that full MVP animation on your screen, because just 12 kills inside of those 8 rounds is absolutely unbelievable. Prophet did have some quite high kill, have a high kill series as well, but I mean, it just was not up to the same standard that we saw from Jedi, from Chillwagon in general. I mean, just what can you say about that, really?
Oh my god, this took for so long, and the outcome was actually quite nice. The first game I don't want to talk about. It was kind of horrific at some point.
Yeah,
But the last 2 games, Chalet and Oregon, this was well played. But Chillwagon took it completely and fairly. They played a lot better,
yeah.
and let's hope they can do the same and not repeat the same mistakes as they did on Clubhouse in the grand finals. And we are going to be watching those on Saturday, if I'm correct. Trippin'.
Yeah,
Yes. So
but
make sure to
you
watch.
do have the third place match as well. Praying that this one isn't a forfeit like it has been for like the last 2 seasons. I think that should be on Friday night. And the reason I know that statistic is because I'm usually the one that's supposed to cast those games, and it's always like, oh yeah, team forfeit. Because obviously there is no chance to get back up to that grand final, but there is still that prize pool on the line. Obviously, getting to the semi-finals mean you do get a shot at the money. You do get to at least take something home, but the lion's share, I think it's 165 euros. I could be wrong, but for the first place team, which is a pretty hefty sum.
Interesting. Yeah, but um, as much as I'd love to continue on that conversation, I'm depressed and I
Oh,
feel like I'm going to have a mental breakdown.
woo,
But woo, yeah.
woo,
But thank you all for tuning in. I mean, the chat has been going just absolutely
absolutely
wild.
wild. Yeah,
Exactly. There's been moments which we don't speak of, especially on Chalet, but we can leave those in the past and focus on what
yeah.
we're going to be seeing on Morrows, which I will be casting with Ahu and Saturday. But if you have nothing else to say on Cooked, oh, actually,
Actually,
before, yeah,
we need to say there's 2 things. Staff signups. We want to,
yes,
if you at home have anything you think you can bring to the team, being it casting,